Yo, yo, I think we're live. What up, bro?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Hexikins. We got the chat up. There we go. Yo, we're live. Hey, Hexikins, how you doing out there? Happy Bitcoin Slash Day.
Oh yeah.
We are here. We are at the halvening. It is happening. The halvening is happening. We got other folks coming on the show here that haven't got into the lobby yet, so it's just going to be me and you. Maybe we could talk halvening and what's going down.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna pull our boy up.
RG3 YouTube seems to be shadow banning this video. Thanks for the tweet, RG3 YouTube. Yeah, maybe they are.
They're shadow banning us.
What's up, Crypto Coffee?
Oh, are we banned?
We're banned.
Banned from what?
In 17 different countries.
Oh boy. Well, look at you. What's happening, Coffee?
Not much, man. Just watching Tone Vase's stream, but
I can't.
big circle jerk over there.
I can't fucking watch it.
I'm pretty bullish on this institutional money that's coming in.
God, I can't stand that crap, dude. It make just the deceit that's going on over there with those folks. I mean, it's pathetic.
They think they're doing the right thing. That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
To them, they're like the heroes, right? They like to tell their own narrative, but little do they know there's another thing out there. Might even be better.
Little do.
Well, I mean, there's real crypto.
Everybody's
out there.
pumping their comments with, "Hey, when's Richard Hart coming in? Where's Hex?" They just delete it.
I'm pretty sure like 90% of those donation money that Tone Vase got today was from us. So we're paying for his steak dinner.
Yeah,
paying for his steak dinner. He's just that whole thing. I was just watching some of it. He's even got that one lawyer on there that was berating Richard on that one stream way back in
Siebert.
Like I think it was the day Hex launched. Yeah, that clown. It was the day that Hex launched. Their slam. The man was up for like 48 hours, and they're like slamming him. It was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. I mean, on the day the man launches his crypto, they couldn't even give him some props for launching the crypto. It was just like, what a joke. What a joke. I mean, they are that scared of what's happening to their precious Bitcoin that they can't even have any humanity. Why would you not want to lift up other cryptos that are trying to do something in the space, or at least give them, the benefit of the doubt of what's going on? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, he worked for like 2 years on it. So, to go, on launch day and just get berated is like, I don't know. It's just offensive.
I am offended. I am offended. I don't know what you guys are saying. Should have said. Just walked off. He should have I can't believe he can stay on those live streams for that long and just like ruin them. And they have to pretty much be like, all right, well, we're gonna see you later, and just have to kick him off because they just get wrecked so many times. It's awesome.
Yeah. Guys, I do have to head out in half an hour, but I'll be back like an hour after that. I just got to do a work call.
Okay. Cool.
Right on. Yeah, we've got some other guests coming on. They're gonna do some talking with us, and so. But if we can get you for a half hour, that's so. Give us your take on the happening, dude. Tell us what Coffee knows.
I mean, I don't know any more about the price than anybody else, but it's kind of uneventful. Everyone's like leading up to this big happening event, and the price just took a shit. So I don't really know what there is to get all riled up about. I mean.
The electric bill came due. Yeah.
I mean, apparently it was priced in, right? That was the big debate. Is it priced in or not? And I guess the answer was, yeah, it was.
Like, I don't know. If I was a miner, that's what I would do. I would sell into it and get, instead of 12 Bitcoin, there's going to be 6.5. Well, what is it? 6.5, and now it's 6.25, right?
Yep.
Is that what it's going down to?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like if I knew that I was going to see some rising prices going up to 10K. Yeah, I would sell right into that.
I mean, it's good short term, right? I mean, it's good long term, but short term, I think it's kind of uneventful. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's about Bitcoin's inflation, right? I mean, we're talking about how it's a pumpamental that Satoshi programmed into the into the Bitcoin platform itself, basically by cutting the inflation in half, or every time it brings the value of Bitcoin up, and the scarcity or whatever as it develops. It's supposed to create an appreciating asset, right? I mean, that's the thought behind the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what is that? Let's put that in relation to Hex. And there's been some videos out there where we've got somebody put a really good video out. What was his name? Hexo. The guy put the
good texture. Is that
good texture? He put a real good video out about how Hex itself is going to have its own halvening, and it's not going to be a halvening; it's going to be a holening, because it's going to be basically two halvenings at once, and then we're going to go to a set inflationary rate.
Right.
Can you explain that to those of us who don't understand all the numbers and crap and what it means?
I mean, it's just it's a variable inflation rate based on proportional to the amount of stakers total. So if there's only like one guy staking, then the inflation rate is 369% annually. So, the whole pie grows by 3.69 times. And if everyone's staking,
him, right? Because it's just 3.69, but it's only given out to 1% of the stake.
Right.
So it's still 3.69.
it.
Yeah. He just gets all of the inflation. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
And so, if everyone's staking, it gets divvied up. But we're probably going to land somewhere in the middle. And like what the estimations are saying now is it's going to be somewhere from 5 to 11% based on the numbers that I've been seeing, which is really awesome. Like, where else do you get 11%, 10%, basically interest? You don't get that at the bank. You're lucky if you get 2.
So let's talk about that real quick so that people can understand what inflation means to their bag. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we're seeing this automatic inflation happen now during, right before big payday. So we're automatically moving up. You're seeing the share price go up. So this is affecting basically the cost of your stake when it comes when it matures. So what does that mean as far as your bag? What does that inflation rate mean to your bag? So now every year that I'm staked, or every day that I'm staked, I'm going to be getting an inflationary, or that's going to be my percentage, the percentage that you just said.
So relative to you, if you are a staker, you're not really experiencing any inflation because you're getting all the money from the inflation. So you're only getting technically diluted if you're not staking, right? So that's like the right way to do Hex is to stake it. But I mean, inflation happens in every coin, right? It happens in Bitcoin too. It's going to happen until 2040, apparently. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like some things that are deflationary don't tend to work out very well. So the pie gets bigger, but if there's, as long as there's equal or increasing demand to meet the increasing supply, you're going to have price either neutral or up. Yeah. Inflation is bad if, demand is going down at the same time. But what's incredible about Hex is that there's literally like a ton of inflation every day right now, because there's 500 million new coins every day, and it's still going up 100x. Like, it's mind blowing to me. Like, so that means demand must be outpacing the 500 million new ones each day by a factor of 100x in some way. So that is, that's mind blowing. I don't know, just to me at least.
Yeah.
So people actually want it, and you can see people buying it on Uniswap,
So you said, okay, so you just said inflation doesn't, it is only advantageous to a staker. But I mean, if I'm just holding Hex, it's also advantageous to me because it's also driving the price too, right? I mean,
right now, yeah, there's the launch. I mean, the launch phase is like, I would call it just like the pre-hype cycle. I mean, it's just getting everyone all geared up to be excited about this in the long term. And so apparently there's a ton of demand still. So it's not really negatively affecting you because it's getting all this attention, socially, and all this virality. But yeah, I guess the hope is that you just keep that virality going for a long time, which is hard to do, right? So pumpamentals are one way around it, because a lot of times, people, they'll have one hype cycle and it just pumps and then it dumps and it never gets back up, which is why if you want to see every time that Hex gets back up, You can go to hex-obituaries.com. Created today by yours truly.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Should I
Nice.
show that right now?
Yeah, you got it, man. We're shilling everything here, right? We're shilling everything. We're letting everybody.
Hilarious. Have
come
you
on
been
and
there,
talk.
RG3?
I don't think
it's just articles. It's just articles that have been.
I put it in the private chat if you want to check it out. I don't know if you can share screen or not.
Yeah, I can. Let's see here.
It's pretty funny.
And it'll get better over time. Like right now, you know, I was expecting more articles. There's really only like 6. There's only 6 articles.
I think that they're just trying
pull
to
it up. Pull it up, Hexo. Pull it up because I have to turn off my damn monitor. I've got my extra monitor here so that I can pull up sites and stuff, but my screen flashes out if I put my monitor in. So I got some kind of a connection issue or something going on.
Let's see. There we go.
Let's see here. Where is it?
There we go. Shared.
Okay, let me see. That's down here. And
the dates auto is hilarious. So these you can click on all these and see what date that they were, and then you can go to the articles.
Yeah,
that
actually
show what happened.
Hexologist is the one that told me to archive them. So if anyone tries to take it down and act like they never wrote it, it's stuck in stone forever.
Oh, so they're okay, gotcha. So they're blast articles, and they're basically just wrecked.
Yeah, well, yeah, these are like the ones that some of these guys are like the one Satoshi guys. Like, oh, look at this scam! Look what happened. I think it's this one. Dead as of dead. My favorite is below 1 Satoshi. The altcoin lost over 50% in a single day. The price of single Hex token has become so small that many price calculators cannot even measure its value. Despite Hart's claims of heavy returns, Hex turned out to be a short-lived scam.
Yeah. After day 1, like what?
Yeah. Like, all right.
Do you think it's a little early?
Yeah,
a little early.
It's hilarious.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. So yeah, there's all these.
You can submit your own if you want.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, you can. This is the best part: grief and healing support.
Yeah, the Hex community is here for you.
So all those people that listen to that article need to go there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'll put a price chart on there too.
Did he shill his link on there at least?
Oh, it's all over. Yeah, my rough link is all over.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. So yeah,
awesome, dude.
That's beautifully cool. Done. Beautifully done. Hilarious.
Right. Well, I was
12 minutes, guys, till the Bitcoin halving.
Cool. This is our Bitcoin slash party. That's what I'm calling it, is the Bitcoin slash. Because I mean, I fail to realize how this is going to do anything for Bitcoin as of the next 12 minutes. I'll be interested to see what happens if it dumps or pumps or does anything at all.
8,400 right now, 8,450. So
because there's like freaking 30 guys on that Zoom call over there that are they're excited, smoking cigars and playing grab ass and doing all that.
What you should probably do. I mean, if you're invested in the coin for so long, that's probably it's the last thing they can do for the next 4 years. So. Let's get some hype in there. We don't have this for another 4 years, guys. Let's do something.
Yeah. So I know they've been. I mean, I feel sorry for everybody in crypto for everybody having to be asleep for the last few years. But Hex has been so nice. I mean, being able to get back involved and get excited about crypto again, and having something. I mean, what Richard put together, I love the fact that they're calling this a scam, but when you really look at Hex and you go, oh my gosh, this is what crypto needs, this is what it's supposed to be about. This is decentralization. This is, pumpamentals built into the whole thing. It's, it's a done project.
Yep.
It's a savings account. It's a solid, way to get into crypto versus, getting onboarding and back in the day when you had to get on all these shady exchanges and do all this stuff. I mean, you had to be pretty brave, especially if you were putting any kind of coin into this. And I know a lot of people that dumped, savings accounts and dumped, retirement funds. I mean, I got buddies that are my age that dumped retirement funds into it and lost it on some of those shit coins, and it's just to have something like this to be able to onboard onto and to be able to get into safely and just, you know, invest in crypto and man, I'm excited.
Well, it's good for new guys too. I mean, you know, crypto people we can circle jerk each other all we want, but like at the end of the day, this is getting new people in. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what other cryptos are so focused on new people. And I actually had a change of heart about, you know, who is the ideal target user of Hex. At first I thought, oh, well, it'll be pretty easy to just go advertise to these crypto people, right? But it turns out they're allergic to Hex because they only like their coin. And so I've had better success with just people that are savvy investors or people that are, you know, interested in making money and, you know, more the traditional kind of people. But it makes sense, you know, it's akin to a CD. It's something that's easy to understand, but it's got that complexity that makes you stick around. So like that speculative stickiness means like the deeper you go, you find out about, oh, there's this cool feature and oh, there's big payday. Like I didn't know about that. I mean, my friend Marty, you know, did an interview with him. He just learned about big payday like last week. And he's like, dude, what's going to happen on big payday? I'm like, dude, nobody knows. But that's part of the fun. You know, that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty like I have a friend just like Marty, like he doesn't know anything about crypto or anything, and I got him onboarded with Hex, and now he's buying Hex like pretty much weekly at this point. So nice. It's like you know, it's pretty nice to see, you know, and he knows how to get into Coinbase, he knows how to transfer it to MetaMask, he knows how to do all of the things now, and that's you know, and he still sees the price rising, and so it's like man. And I think the referral as well like really helps with that too, because you can just, you know, give somebody a referral for a day or 2 days, and you know, they don't even have to have Ethereum. They can just, here's some money, go stake it. I mean, you could send them a little bit of Ethereum just so they can stake it, but if they just want to watch it too.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's a cool caveat to talking about the next guests that we have that want to come on and talk with us. So we've all heard in the chat rooms about this new app that's coming out that's called Hex Business. It's a mobile app. They're launching it on Android first. I don't think it's available on iOS yet. They're getting a lot of different things audited, and they're working on the project still, but I think they're ready to launch part of it. So we wanted to bring them on so that they can talk about their project, so that people in Hex can start understanding it. I did talk to them a little. I don't understand it quite yet, and that's what I'm hoping that we can do here. But they do have an onboarding program. They're talking about being able to onboard people with a mobile app. So it sounds like it's a really cool idea. So I'd like to kind of unpeel the onion. I'm going to pull them up right now. They did ask that they can just not be on video. I'm going to bring them up. So hold on one second here. But we will be able to hear them. So here's Michael and Hex Lotto. You guys there, bud?
How you doing, people?
What's up, guys? I'm very curious about this new app.
I see a couple Hexicans in the room.
Oh, there's a few.
Hey, guys. Lotto, are you here also?
Yeah, I'm here, mate.
I know Lotto was having... Oh, you're there. Good. Hey, guys.
It's going.
Hello, dude. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Right on. You're on, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're live.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is my first live stream, so bear with me.
Yeah, it's kind of like a half stream because we're looking at we're looking at a black screen.
Right.
Michael, why don't you tell them about mobile
trust
first?
Me, it's better for your users that you don't see me. Okay. All right. Well,
why don't you introduce a mobile app first, and then I'll talk about like Hex Business.
Okay.
Sure,
Michael?
Sure.
Let's go. Let's have it, Michael. Go ahead.
So our brand name is Hex.business. Okay. And yes. Yeah. Okay. And so we have an ecosystem that started out with a Hex.mobile, which was a project that I had been working on since I want to say August of 2019. Okay. So we were really set to launch before Hex launched, and we had some issues with I guess Ethereum wallets don't want you to be able to do EIP 67s through a QR code, which I guess they're all trying to be save a bros, and all the 2017 people that got scammed, they basically have flipped that switch off. So you can't really, it was a very hard thing to figure out, to be able to put together a workaround for people to be able to get in to the AA lobby by using a QR code. And so that was the start. We, just going through a lot of issues, just trying to get it together, and because it's technically it's very difficult to do. And I'm learning now that when I hear Richard say over the last couple of years that coding is hard, and that's basically what he did. Coding is hard. It's just hard, and it's true. I mean, this is not easy stuff what we're trying to do here. So, yeah. So basically, we have an APK that is complete. Literally has just been completed, and there are still some extra things that we want to add to it. But it's a fully functioning, integrated wallet, open source, with the ability to scan through a QR code from an Ethereum wallet and immediately enter into the AA lobby through the APK. That APK is also going to be put out as a free version for Android, which we're going to have we've got a privacy policy that is being written right now. It's supposed to be ready today or tomorrow. Once that's completed, then we send that off to Google and we get listed on Android Play Store. After that, iOS is next. So we figure we should have all three files, so to say, within the next couple of weeks, launched and deployed, or whatever you say. So please, guys, understand that I'm a painter. I'm a house painter. I've been a house painter for 25 years, and I'm not a technical guy, but I had an idea. Like, man, I just want to be able to go to the bar. I want to be able to go to the bar and bring my buddies in, and none of them understand any of this. So how can I make it simple for them to just get on? So the QR code idea came in, and it's like, and then, so that's our main thing with the app, is just the ease of use for anybody who doesn't have a laptop or a desktop or whatever. There's a lot of people on the planet who only have a mobile, only have a phone, and so we wanted to be able to include them also. And so the APK allows you to get in to the AA lobby by using our QR code. We also plan on bringing in Uniswap QR code on our paid version. Right now, we only have the free version. Paid version is coming soon down the road. It's just, like I said, it's so much work to get this stuff done, but it will be done as soon as possible. We've got guys just toiling away, pushing the buttons. So, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So first of all, like, props to you for not giving up, because I remember the original version of it was released a few months ago, and then your developer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I think he's just lagging a little bit.
Yeah, he's lagging.
Anyway, I remember a few months ago, it almost came to a halt when one of the developers left, and so props to you, Michael, for continuing on and apparently finding a new team, because it looks even better than it did originally from what I've seen. And it's awesome that you can, download from the AA, do all that stuff.
Thank you.
Was wondering if you have plans to add a staking functionality into the wallet itself.
It's already done. It's already there.
No shit. Really?
Yeah, it's already inclusive in the APK.
That's amazing. That's incredible. So
already done.
This is what's going to take so many steps out of it then. So people don't need to go to some website or whatever. It's all on their phone. Hopefully the paid version can fund you guys for the foreseeable future, because if you guys haven't gotten donations already, by the way, go donate, because this is an awesome app. But we got 17.2 ETH in donations overall, and we've built a whole ecosystem of dApps for Hex. Yeah, incredible.
Nice. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. So I had a couple questions for you guys. Are you guys like a contract that's actually built on top of Hex, or are you guys a script, or what is the
second layer? The only script work we've really got is like the airdrops at the moment for the dividends for Hex money, which are paid out in liquid Hex. And so
those can those be put like to whatever you guys want at certain points? I mean,
well, at the minute they're like they go to one wallet and then we distribute the amount that we've set. So at the minute, the way Hex money is set up, which is another part of Hex.business, basically they can the community can vote what percentage they want, because we have a set percent for liquidity and we have a set percent for dividends, which is the incoming Hex, which basically comes in from multiple different dApps. So Hex.mobile, any Hex that is earned through that, 10% of the entire revenue stream is basically paid to people who own Hex money and freeze it. So basically 10% of mobile just goes out to all the Hex money freezers. And then basically they can vote in the community how much of that the like liquid dividends they want distributed in either liquidity to go towards Uniswap liquidity pool, or basically they can have a higher percent in like dividends. At a certain point, when we get to 1 million like transforms of Hex money, that will change and it will go to 90%, a set 90% dividend rate, unless the community, before we move over to like a fully on-chain contract, decide to say, well, actually, we'd prefer 20% of that 90% to go towards liquidity. So at the end of the day, it's all community driven. The community are basically making all these decisions themselves, and we are just implementing them into the contract according to how they wish, basically, just trying to give them exactly what they want. So it's like, we're not telling you what you can have, we're letting you decide what you want to have, and just trying to make it flexible, basically, and just trying to give the early investors and the people who believed in it from the start, just trying to give them the freedom to make some choices, basically. And then at the end of the day, hopefully that makes the project more successful.
And how do you vote? How are you able to vote? Is it
in like our Telegram group, we do like polls and everything.
Okay, so it can be kind of, can it be manipulated in a certain way, or is it able to
get there
manipulated?
Yeah, we're pretty down with who like our main people are in that chat. So at the end of the day, there's, we know who the community is really small at the minute, to be fair, in like Hex money. So at the end of the day, we've got a good grasp on, how that can be done. I mean, the voting system could be better, obviously. At the minute, because we're such a small community and we know who our main like initial investors are and things like that, we can actually, we've got a good scope that it's not being completely botted up or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, it was so a lot of people are talking about the liquidity as well, which I don't really think is that big of a problem. You guys,
it's not at all.
It's like, not at all. I understand that, but there has been people on my Telegram definitely that are like,
do you want me to tell you what actually happened with the liquidity? So when we designed like Hex money, basically first and foremost, Hex money is not coming out to compete with Hex at all. And the other thing is, it's not really meant to be as big a project as Hex either, but it is meant to have the same sort of fundamentals built into it. And what I believe we've designed is like the perfect like incentivized token. This is all Hex money is meant to be, is an incentivized token that you get like loyal users get rewarded from using any of the dApps at like Hex.business. So basically what we're trying to achieve with this is just that, anybody who comes and spends Hex at any of our dApps that we've built for their like enjoyment or whatever, or for their like whatever they want to do, whether it's DeFi, whether it's something more gaming, whether it's gaming and DeFi combined together, we just want to give them some incentive. And what we've done is, or I believe what I've designed here is the perfect incentivized token that will do that. And as I say, it's not coming out to compete with Hex. We've got multiple scenarios here how this token can be used, and it will actually assist Hex. And in certain scenarios, it's given out for free. People can mint this token for free when they go through the AA lobby with the mobile. And it's currently, the value of it at the moment is pegged to Hex in one way of minting costs, because you have to spend 1,000 Hex to mint 1 Hex money. Right. So in that respect, it's actually like pegged to the price of Hex. But then you can also transform your hex for it for 1,000 to 1 as well. So 1,000 hex will get you 1 hex money. But the reason we're doing it like this is we have 10,000 times less max supply than hex. So at the end of the day, we have 60 million. I think the max supply, I know it's variable, but it's 600 billion. So we have 10,000 times less supply. We have 10 times the amount of interest. So when people freeze hex money, it earns 36.5% per annum, but it pays you that in hex money from within the contract. So people say, oh, that's not sustainable. Well, it is sustainable if you're paying it out of your maximum supply. So obviously your maximum supply can run out, but this is the incentive. You know, we want people to be able to earn this as they stake it. And remember, this is an incentivized token. We're not trying to be hex. We're not trying to outdo it. What we've tried to do is design an incentivized token for people who use our specific ecosystem that we've built on top of hex. And basically they could hopefully get some upside out of this, you know, and it's like, it could be like another mini opportunity of hex. So it's like, you know, it's got all the similar sort of fundamentals built into it. And basically, like I say, it is literally just an incentivized token, but it's minted at 1,000 hex to 1. Liquid dividends are airdropped in hex. And just for some clarification, as of last night, we paid out over $100,000 in liquid hex dividends through 5 different airdrops. So we're not messing about here. And that was calculated. The very first airdrop was 10%, and all 4 others have been 15%. So
how do you guys get the dividends? How are you guys like acquiring the hex? Is it just what
right? So basically, from the transforms of hex money, people can come in and they can basically, whenever they make a deposit of hex, then 10% of that hex is distributed to the people who freeze hex money. Okay. So this will be ongoing, and when we hit like 1 million transforms, basically that will turn to 90% dividends, unless the community vote otherwise. So at the minute, when it turns to 90% dividends, there should not be any problem with liquidity, because on top of them 90% dividends that are going out through the transforms, we will also have Hexmobile, which every single transaction through there, the whole of the entire revenue, 10% of Hexmobile will go to hex money through the holders who freeze hex money. So, and then we also have the Lotto, which is about to be launched. And the same thing will happen again. There will be a percentage of Lotto that will go to all hex money holders. And hex money can be minted through every single one of our dApps just from using hex. And at the minute, it has got value. It's got like a legit $1 million market cap as we speak. The actual liquid supply, I think, at this precise moment in time, I know there's not a lot of liquidity, but we did have a significant amount of liquidity to start with. And I'll tell you the reason why, what happened with that. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, we're number 2 on DApp radar within like 7 days for new dApps. So it's like, you know, we are making like, you know, progress and history, to be fair, because at the end of the day, we've done things that no other dApps have done. We haven't even got our white paper out yet. So we're in beta and we don't even have our white paper. So we're actually doing well as far as we can see. And, you know, this isn't a scam. This is exactly what it says on the tin. You know, it's just an incentivized token for our ecosystem. And that's all we want to portray it to people to be. But within that token, it's got built-in fundamentals. And I mean, I've seen probably 3 other projects that have tried to do this. And the problem all them other projects had is they had 0 liquidity and they didn't have a lot of users. So every other token that has tried to model themselves on this, it just failed because they didn't have the volume, they didn't have the users they needed, and it just didn't work. With Hex, we don't have that problem. And I believe this is why this time it's going to be successful. I mean, we're already successful. Today, we've got, let me just have a quick check. There's basically like 125k built up in the contract, and 15% of that is going out for dividends tonight. So before close of AA. So as of tonight, we're going to be probably on, you know, just under 120k dividend payout basically in 6 days. So we're doing well. So you get your interest paid in Hexy when you freeze. You get your liquid dividends paid in Hex, which is a percentage of all the revenue of all the other dApps, which will go on top. So when we hit 90% dividends from transforms, so the 90% dividends comes from transforms when we flip to there. From there, with all the DApps on top, it could literally go in positive, you know, just from what goes in the contract. We had Genesis Whale come and dump, I think it was $250,000 on us yesterday. So that was obviously quite a big highlight, you know. I don't see them just dumping that sort of money on anything. So there's obviously some sort of belief there from a lot of people, you know, they can see what we're trying to do. And yeah, basically that's about it. So this is our token just to basically assist the business, you know, the Hex business, and it will be minted through. We have a contract called Hex Credit that's coming out. People can provide either ETH or Hex, and you know they will also mint this token. So if you provide ETH, to somebody who wants to give Hex, that will be done at like a 60% LTV rate. Kind of similar to like guys what Nexo and that are doing, and then the idea is if someone really believes in Hex, they can go and then compound that Hex and keep coming back, and they can end up with a bigger stack of Hex than what they would have initially. With the ETH people, the Hex goes into a stake, and they basically earn the interest that is made on the Hex for the duration of that loan. So if the loan is say 6 months and you know Hex keeps continuing to go up, then that interest rate that they've earned on that stake, that's also going to keep continuing to go up. So both sides of the pool can win basically. And on top of that, by going into this pool, you're also going to mint Hex money, which is actually, you know, making waves at the minute. And we're doing pretty well. So we just want to keep this up. We want to flesh out like our ecosystem. At the minute, we've got Hex Business, we've got the mobile app and APK, we've got Hex Money now that's launched. We've got Lotto that has literally just been audited today, or had the final part of the audit done. We've also got what's the other one we've got? We've got a lot of casino. Yeah, we've got Hex.bet. That's going to be made in the future. We've got a stable version of Hex that can come out, so people can stay 100% staked but gain liquidity at the same time, which can be done through like a bigger pays better style pool. Has to be like a minimum of like 150 million Hex in there. But once they do that and they pull together, it doesn't matter where that stable is distributed, because anybody will be able to claim the Hex that is in that bigger pays better pool, because they will own the stable. You can't do it to like normal stakes, because there'd be no way of verifying who owns what. But if you utilize the bigger pays better pools, there's so many options what we can do. Even like using Hex money in our credit system, basically. So, you know, I've been working flat out on this. I come into it, see what was going on with Hex, and I thought, you know what? Everyone is calling this thing a scam. Like everybody, any contact I had in like, you know, the crypto world was like, stay away from Hex. It's a massive scam. And I kept looking into it, and I went and looked up on Richard Hart, and I watched a couple of his videos, and I thought, I like this bloke. Like, I like the way he talks, and I think he's intelligent. And I think I looked into Hex, and I thought, he has designed this well, you know. And it's like, I thought how can everybody be so like against something like this when, like you were saying earlier, this is what crypto needs. It needs something like this, you know. And at the minute, it's just proving everyone wrong. So you know.
So Lotto, yeah, exactly. You know, that's what we talk about on the show all the time, is trying to bring out the reality of what Hex is and what it means. Means crypto. So let me just. You just spit out a whole mouthful of stuff out there for everybody. And Hex,
yeah, he does that.
Hex is already very complicating for people. Crypto in general is very complicating for people. And then now you just threw a whole new layer on it for guys like me to try and understand. Now, I'm not saying anything ill about, you know, what it is that you guys are doing, but I do want to try to explain this and try and understand. You know, we're adding another layer of confusion onto this, and I just want to show you some of the questions that are going to come out. So this one says, it seems like a dilution of the Hex brand. Now this is from a Hex person. I'm not sure the app needed this complication. far too confusing for newbies.
Yeah.
So now when I talked to Michael earlier, he was talking to me about, you know, making it simple for people to onboard, and you could just simply take your mobile app and you have your referral link to it, and you have another referral link, maybe some type. I didn't quite understand all that. And then you can also onboard ETH. Explain how you guys are trying to make Hex simpler or crypto simpler for people.
So I had this actually put to me in a direct message, or actually it was in a group. I think it was a Hex Play group. And I said to the person, like, you don't have to use Hex money through the app. You know, you don't have to. And he said it's a dilution of a brand. But let me tell you something about this. So basically, they just seem bang against it. So when you go through the Hex Money app, it's pretty simple, you know. You're not going to be bombarded with like something about Hex Money. But all you're going to do if you use the app is mint it. You don't even have to add the token to your MetaMask. So, but the option is there. So it could be that people come through the mobile app not even knowing about Hex Money and use it. And then they could potentially use that mobile app like every day for, I don't know, the next 180 something days, whatever the AA lobby's left for, you know. But they don't have to add Hex Money. You know, we're not forcing this on people. We're not saying you have to buy this token. It's whether you want to or not. It's whether you believe in, it's whether you believe in what we're doing. So when you use that mobile app, you're not being charged anything for it. You're minting it for free. So I don't see there's a massive problem with that. We're not trying to force it down people's throats, you know. We're just saying, look, there's another option here. This is what we have done. We have built an ecosystem on top of Hex to try and give it another, you know, to give it usability, basically, before people, you know, obviously the staking feature is the main feature with Hex. We say that there's, 25% staked at the moment, and roughly 75% is liquidity. So is the staking feature the main thing with Hex, or is it people trading it, you know, or people providing liquidity? So at the end of the day, there's multiple things that you can do with Hex, and it's the same as what you can do with Hex Money. There's just multiple things you can do with it.
So you can stake your Hex in your guys' app. Is that like your stake your Hex in the AA lobby, like the original contract and everything? Okay, that's
it
what
links to it. It just links right to it.
So from the mobile APK, you can do that now. You can stake your Hex from that. So what we tried to do with the mobile APK. So me and Michael, we met. I built an app called Hex Lotto. I didn't build it personally. I had a developer build it for me, but I designed it. And what I was trying to do is I see all these stat sites and everything come out, made a couple of comments in the dev chat that I probably shouldn't have about all the stat sites, because I do genuinely respect all the people who build stat sites. And what I see is I just see a new stat site coming out every week for Hex. And I was like, this is boring. You know what I mean? We're going to need something more further down the line. So what I decided to do is go down the gaming route. And when I went down that route, I just realized how much like people hated it, and in you know, hexagons anyway, just because they were pretty much against gambling. But what I actually designed was something that wasn't gambling. It was something that could actually earn you something, which you could know whether it was going to earn you something before you even played it. So it's like, you know, I wasn't designing a gambling DApp for people to come and lose all their Hex with. That was never like the intention. I was actually innovating and making like a brand new DApp that can only be made with things like Hex because of the way it is designed. So anyway, we had a lot of problems like developing it because the code for what we were trying to do, Solidity, was like not a very good language to try and build that in. We done multiple revisions, and then basically I designed the ecosystem, put that in front of Richard Hart on a white paper. And then basically we got a little bit of donations. I thought it was all going to end to start with. And then basically we got some donations in and just managed to keep the project going. And one of the other devs for Hex basically said, I've got something that might interest you if you got an appetite for it. And I said, I've got a big appetite, mate. I can put like 100% of my time into this. So he said, like, one of the main developers for mobile was just walked out, and he's basically left the team with like no developers, no coders. Well, the stuff I was working on, we had two like coders working for us, one working on the Lotto, another one working on Lotto stake, and his own one called Hex Pool, which is a Hex pool that takes advantage of the bigger pays better. So they get lots of people to make up like 150 million Hex, and then everyone gets a higher interest rate. So I was working and like collaborating with both of these devs, and just put this to them about this mobile app, showed it to the dev who was building the Hex Lotto stake, and he was like, this is brilliant. He said, we should jump on this. So this is how me and Michael met. We just basically got on this mobile app, and from there, you know, we've got a team of like over 20 people now, including like our outsourced devs. So it's not, you know, this isn't a small project what we're doing. We're having everything audited. We're doing everything we can to like show people what we're doing. You know, we're not creating a scam. We're not creating a one-trick pony where we're going to do one after. You know, we're going to see this through. And like I say, I believe with the ecosystem that's been designed, we can, you know, we're completely transparent. You know, I know I'm not on video, but to be fair, I didn't actually think this was going to be a video stream. So, but you know, I'll probably do a live stream further down the line. You know, I'm not saying I'm completely against it.
And Michael said you're ugly anyway, so.
I'm the ugly one.
I wouldn't say that. But yeah, no, this coronavirus sort of like people ain't being able to look after themselves as much, are they? You know, no haircuts and shit like that at the minute.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, no, like I'm trying to say, you know, we've built this. You know, there's a lot of work by a lot of people gone into this ecosystem, and you know, it's starting to pay off. It's like it's not completely finished, but it is getting there. You know, we have like 5 contracts now that are finished. We've got credit is being tested and then just needs auditing. You know, it's actually complete. The contract's complete. So we're actually getting some community members to actually like bug test it and everything and try it out for us. And then once we've done like the full community testing and everything and beta testing, we can send that off for audit as well. So this ecosystem is growing, and what that means is the dividends for people who buy into like HXY or transform Hex to it. The dividends are going to go up, you know. So hopefully we're doing the right thing, and hopefully this ecosystem is just another use case for Hex, but it's not going to make people lose Hex. So our main aim here is to increase people's positions in Hex. You know, we have like, you know, 500,000 extra, or how many is it, 500 million extra Hex coming in the market each day through the AA lobby. So at the end of the day, you know, we have that liquidity there to increase people's you know, position in Hex basically. And through our ecosystem, they can do that, you know, they can do that. And on top of that, they can get like big bonuses, like with Hex money as well. You know, at the end of the day, Hex money at the minute is also 10 times undervalued, according to Hex, because of the price of Hex, you know.
So what do you guys see this coming after the big payday, or what happens during the big payday? Are people going to be able to get paid out, or what's the
from what, sorry, from Hex money or Hex?
From Hex money. I know what the big payday is, but if you're frozen in your guys's contract, are you gonna?
You don't freeze Hex in our contract. You don't freeze Hex in our contract.
You freeze Hex.
No, you freeze Hex.
Well, you got to convert it or transform it. That's what I meant, like the Hexy. So it won't have anything to do with big payday.
No, nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with big payday in that respect. You know, what it might mean is that a hell of a lot more dividends start flowing through the system on big payday, because there'd be a hell of a lot more Hex out there. You know, so if everybody starts getting massive chunks of Hex, then what you know, that could do something serious to the price of Hex money, because there's going to be so much more Hex in the ecosystem. They're all going to be looking for things to do with it. So, you know, that it might be that people go and completely stake it again and the price completely pumps. You know, it could be the opposite to what people think. Nobody actually knows what's going to happen on big payday, do they? A lot of people are like, the first thing I thought when I looked into Hex, I thought a dump. And as things go on, I'm thinking the opposite. So I don't actually know what's going to happen on big payday. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Can I explain one more thing with like Hex money and what some of the benefits are of it?
That's what I wanted to let me preface that so that you can understand how I think the community wants you to answer that question. So explain to us, on top of, you know, what you're saying about the value proposition of Hexy and Hex business, explain to us the value proposition to Hex business that Hex users, people that sign up on your site. What are you guys getting from it? How does it work to the benefit of Hex business? I know you're talking about a paid app. I mean, I know this isn't out. Look, we're in crypto, we're in business, all of us, and this isn't being done from the bottom of your heart. Tell everybody, you know, what your value proposition to your company is.
Yeah. Okay.
Your project.
Well, so okay, basically from like the offset with the transforms of HXY, a lot of it is going to the team. We're going to use most of that on development of the ecosystem. So I mean, we had a bit of luck before. I mean, like I say, we only got 17.2 ETH in donations, and we've had a team of 20 people working on this. So, so if you just actually do the maths on that for a minute, that works out of what's that, $3,000 or something dollars, and we've had a team of 20 people working on this. Like, you know, what is 17.2 ETH in donations? You know, it's nothing. So at the end of the day, yeah, from there we were lucky enough to actually, you know, catch some of the gains of Hex basically. And another thing is as well, also, I actually I paid for developers out of my own personal stack of Hex. I actually used my whole personal stack of Hex that I bought to pay for development of this ecosystem, and actually depleted it just so it could keep going. And then it was at that point is when we asked for donations and said, look, I can't keep going. I've actually used all my own personal Hex. Luckily, we managed to get on the next part of Hex through like an outside person coming in. And then make a load more Hex, and you know we've got quite a healthy balance at the minute to keep this project going, to add liquidity, to pay the dividends. Obviously, like, you know, Hex money is paying for all the dividends, but we went into this with probably about 300 ETH, you know, from 17 ETH, which was just went out on development, and then when we had the outside person come in, and you know we made some ETH and everything, we've actually turned this where it's got its own budget, and the first 1 million token sales, most of that is going to go to development of the ecosystem. Once we hit that 1 million token sales, or token transforms, I should say, not sales. Once we hit that, 90% dividends are going to the people who freeze Hex money. That when you look at that in crypto terms, that is big. You know, we will only have sold like 1 million of a 60 million max supply. So in other words, there will be 90% dividends on the rest of that supply going to the rest of the community, basically, who freeze Hex money. And at the minute, we're saying like it's 10 times undervalued.
And Hex money, from what I understand, is actually on Uniswap, or going to be on Uniswap.
It's on Uniswap now. So we added 140 ETH to Uniswap the first day, and what had happened was we were testing the contract, and there's a minting function for we put the minting function on the mobile app. So basically, every time you spend ETH through the mobile app, it converts it to 1,000 Hex, and you still mint the same ratio of money according to what 1,000 Hex is in ETH. So what had happened is that had gone on to the mobile app where it minted upon deposit, and what it should have done, it should have minted upon exit. So what we got is we had 140 ETH in the liquidity pool, and I just had this premonition because I see someone come into the group and said like 2x Lambo straight away, and I was like, what's this about? So this is in the Telegram group, and I quickly went to the liquidity pool and checked and seen it had dumped like 7 ETH, and I was like, that's not right. Like, you know, there wasn't even hardly any Hex money in circulation, so how can it like dump, you know, 7 ETH or whatever just straight away? And what they had done is they had found that they could go and like mint Hex money upon deposit of the mobile app, when it should have been mint upon exit of the mobile app. So that is now mint upon exit of the mobile app. But the bloke who done it, he, you know, hats off to him. He kudos to him, because he come back and he said, the next day I got this message in my Telegram, and he said, I've just basically took 7 ETH out of your liquidity pool. Like, that was me who found it. I said, you should have just come to me and told me, you know, and then it, you know, because we're in beta, it's still testing phase or whatever. And he actually sent 5 ETH back, and I said, look, keep 2 for finding the bug, you know, because it could have cost us a lot more. But at the end of the day, like, kudos to him, you know, he probably deserves a bigger bonus than that, actually, because he could have kept going with that. But yeah, I mean, I was on it and we caught it, and you know, that was fixed. And yeah, like I say, we've just got this ecosystem now that is like raring to go, basically, and all our apps, most of them are actually finished. They are literally just going through the audit process. So it's not going to be like 3-4 months to wait for another DApp to come out.
So is that liquidity, that's the Hexy liquidity? You said that like he pulled out Ethereum without even you knowing. Is that going to be in some certain contract that you guys have it in? I mean, are you guys gonna? Is somebody gonna be able, like somebody that's malicious against the contract, maybe, right, or you know, they just pull out all the liquidity without you knowing? Because that's they
can't pull it in. They'd have to pull it out of Uniswap. So obviously, we went in with our own personal liquidity. It wasn't what the contract earned. But what the thing is, what people need to understand as well, there is nothing stopping anybody providing liquidity for this. You know, right. So anyone in the community can provide liquidity. A lot of people earn a lot of money providing liquidity on Uniswap. And at the minute, it's like what a lot of the community aren't understanding is there is a golden opportunity to be one of the biggest liquidity providers in a new token. And at the end of the day, when you are the biggest liquidity provider, you get the biggest amount of the shares. So at the end of the day, if somebody wanted to, they could earn, you know, if they got belief in the project, that is, they could earn. I mean, to obviously have that belief, I suppose they have to look at us and have that belief, but we are adding liquidity daily. So we've had a stack building up that we're just going to drop on there when, you know, when the community really asks for it, because we've done a vote on that as well. And we said to the community, shall we add liquidity back? And the community voted no. 96% when we had over 150 members in there, 96% voted no, do not add liquidity because it will harm the project at this early stage. You know, just for the people who want to come in and make 1.5x or something, that doesn't help a project to start with. So what we're saying is we only need to sell 1 million of these tokens. We are over 20-something% through that in 5 days. So at the end of the day, it looks like it is possible. But when we hit that 90% dividends, liquidity will not be a problem because it will be there for anybody to provide who owns the token. And then they can choose. They can now. The thing with Hex money is, why would you want to sell something that earns 36.5% interest per year? It earns 10 times the amount that Hex does. You know, obviously in its own value or in its own token, but it is still 10 times the amount, and that is coming out of a finite supply for a finite amount of time. The same as the AA days, they're finite. They're not going to go on forever. You know, we've only got, is it 190 days we're just over, or are we actually under 190 days now?
And will you guys be ever like completely decentralized? Will the gains be, the dividends be paid out by, instead of complete, like without the view? Because I think that a lot of people don't want like a community voting, 100%. Like what their gains are going to be tomorrow.
But if you read the stuff in our community, after 1 million transforms, we will have a fully on-chain contract. There will be no human interaction other than when somebody wants to distribute divs. It will work like a flush function, which is exactly what Hex has got. So this is we are over 20% towards our goal now. You know, we've designed. I believe this token is the best token in crypto right now. Right, for dividends and for interest and liquid dividends in Hex. You know, it's got the highest appreciating asset in history that is being paid in liquid dividends. You don't get that with Hex. You know, not that I'm saying that's a problem with Hex. What I'm also saying is when you start compounding these interests, go and stake some at Hex as well. You know, this is what it's for, you know, and go and increase your position in Hex. You know, this is what Hex has been designed for. It's been designed to stake, but, you know, it's also a good asset to hold in liquidity. And at the moment, the overall view of that is true because 75% of Hex at the moment, or around about, I haven't looked at the figures today, is liquid, you know, because it's only 25% staked. But that hasn't caused a problem for Hex, has it? If anything, it's made the price pump because the market cap on the circulating supply is bigger and people see it shooting up through the ranks, you know, which are also being held down, aren't they, by the way, by the likes of CMC, by the likes of CoinGecko or whatever. What are we, 4,000 or something on CoinGecko? We should have been like above 20th position on CMC, shouldn't we, the other day? You know, so I think is it Coin Paprika is the only person or the only like ranking?
No, they pulled the big stack of liquidity out of it too.
Yeah.
What Coin Paprika did?
Yeah.
What?
It's Hex.live is the only one that shows the actual. If you want to look at that.
That's new news to me too. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, they pulled all of the OA's liquidity out of the measurement tool. So now
you guys said that you're 20% done with what you guys want to do. Is there a time frame on when you're going to be completely 100% and 100% decentralized, or is this
5,555 days? That's where we're at.
Do the math. We've just sold 20-something% of a million tokens in 5 or 6 days.
Okay.
We haven't even got our white paper out yet. We're still in beta.
Apparently, you guys released it, and it's not even like the white paper is out. I understand that people want to get those gains and stuff like that, be the first movers. But for people like myself, that I'm looking at it, and I'm
can I just say something? If you're saying about gains, this first lot of the whole of the transfer round is going to cost the same amount. So it's not like it's in tiered stages of transfer round. You're going to be able to get in for the same price from now to the end of that million token sales. So it's not going to go up in tiers and cost more. It's not going to get 10% higher through this transform round. It will cost the same until we get to 90% dividends, basically. Honestly, like I've been in crypto for a long time, right? I'm one of them people who sit back and I watch it, and I've seen the tokenomic side of things as well. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of good tokens out there, but most of them are based on gambling, and that's where they get their gains from. We've built an ecosystem that isn't based on gambling. You know, our APK goes out is available in China. So if China jump on board and start pushing ETH through the AA, that's going to feed 10% of that revenue straight to these Hex money holders, you know, and that could be the whole of China if they take Hex on board. So, you know, we've got some big things going on here that have been designed into this system. We're not messing about. You know, our team is 20 people. It's been designed well. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm hoping the community see that. At the minute, I think the community can see that because we wouldn't have done what we've done so far. But, you know, there's still a way to go. There's another 700 and something thousand tokens got to be sold. But once we hit them figures, you know, the community then get that 90% dividend rate, which would make everything rosy.
All right. So
yeah, there's a lot to digest.
I got a question. You just to start putting it into a little simpler terms.
Cool.
So you said you dropped the white paper on Richard's desk, right?
I did, right. So when I designed the very first ecosystem, I went and bought a list of domains for things that I thought were going to be useful for Hex. I basically designed a whole ecosystem before I launched Lotto, and I dropped that white paper in the group, and basically
that was in the dev group, right?
Yeah, that's it. And this ecosystem is what has come out of that.
What now? This is just your opinion, of course. What was the perception that you got from Richard of the project?
He liked the ecosystem. I think he was in two minds about the Lotto, but I think he kind of understood the system behind the Lotto where it took it away from the gambling. And he said he had a soft spot for games. So he knew that. I don't think he hates gambling. Obviously, everybody knows that. But I think because he could see the way the Lotto had been designed and the Lotto stake, where Lotto stake is lossless, by the way. So you don't lose a penny. So if you go in with your Hex, you do not lose any Hex. It's just the winner takes the interest of the stake. So, you know, it's like a collective stake, and then a winner takes away all the interest. But you will get back exactly the same amount of Hex as what you put in. So even the fees in that can be taken out of that. So, you know, if people want to call that gambling, that's up to them. But, you know, it's just a game. You're not forcing people to do it. And they still stay intact with their whole amount of Hex that they went in with. So, you know, that is 100.
There's no way to so somebody can't like pull everything, like, because I mean you say that there's no real way that somebody could lose their Hex, but I mean the APK could be compromised. I mean there's multiple avenues, and I'm not saying you guys are doing that. I'm just saying like there's definitely a gamble when you're throwing in you're centralized. It's
what are we centralized on? Sending dividends out. That's it. That's the only thing we're centralized on. Everything else is decentralized.
I mean, that's kind of what your guys' platform is on, right? Though, isn't it?
What do you mean?
No,
the paying out the dividends is like
not just that. No, because there's obviously use cases, isn't there? So, and like I say, we've only got to sell, 700 and something thousand more tokens, and then we will be completely decentralized. So money, Hex money, that will be completely decentralized, literally once we've sold 1 million tokens. So, and it'll be fully immutable, and the community will have to do, you know, when dividends are there ready to be paid, someone will have to flip that switch to do it. But it won't be us.
Anybody in the community.
Anybody.
I don't know where are you guys getting the like I get where the Hexy dividends or the Hex money is coming from, but you guys are paying out the Hex as a dividend as well. So you're making two ends. So how are you guys paying that? If people, is it that what is people, right, so people come in and then they pay the dividend? Like I know like there's other games where you have to pay 10% to get in, 10% to get out.
Listen, like, you're not paying any money for this. You're paying, you're transforming your Hex for a token, which is 10x undervalued. There is no 10%, 20% getting it out.
Wait, hold on. A Lotto, 1 second. All right. So what he's saying is that if you get into the APK and transform your Ethereum into the AA lobby, you get free Hexy. You get free, you know, so it's just an incentive token. You still get all of your Hex from the AA lobby, plus you get Hexy. So there is.
Yeah,
You don't have to. You don't have
that's where I was
to pay for anything.
I had no idea. I had no idea what you guys were,
You don't have to. You don't have. Yeah, I understand. You don't
Okay.
have to. You don't have to buy Hexy or swap Hex for Hexy. You get it for free.
Okay.
Because you've used a part of our ecosystem. And then when the lending platform comes out, you get free Hexy that way too. It's all free Hexy as an incentive token to be a part of our ecosystem. It's all if you want to buy some.
Go ahead, sorry.
If you wanted to buy some, if you wanted to swap some, you could go to Uniswap and swap and get some if you wanted to. That's completely up to you. But if you just want to go to free stuff, you want to just
or you could go to Hex.business and use a transform, the transform section on the Hex Money section at Hex.business, and you can get Hexy there for 1,000 to 1.
Okay, yeah, that's the only one I did. I didn't realize that you could transform it and then you get.
Yeah, that pays dividends.
You get.
So at the end of the day, when you do that, a percentage of that goes to dividends. When we go to 1 million token sales, 90% of that will go to the holders. So every single transform, 90% of it will go to the holders. So it's not like we're trying, there's no like 10% in, 10% out. But then also the money, like I said, from mobile, it's like 10% of the entire revenue generated from mobile is going to Hexy holders. And
I'm sure that you guys are you guys getting the like the referral link? Is that how you guys are kind of paying off? Like
that's the only way. Yes,
that is being distributed to people who freeze like Hex Money.
Yeah, I missed all that. I guess I didn't know if it was skipped over, but that makes way more sense. That way way more sense.
So like there are genuine revenue streams that are going into this, and can keep it sustainable.
Okay.
Yeah. See, my problem is that I need to use these dApps in order to understand them. I've never used them. I've never been involved in any of them, and I know that yours is being framed as being different. But it is built on Hex, and it is an ecosystem. So using it and seeing the value in it is probably something that before I can even speak on it or ask proper questions, I should be using it, to be honest. So, and I don't mind doing that. I think that's what I'm going to start doing is I've got some liquid Hex that I'm going to probably go out and use a little on each of these dApps and try and see how they operate and how they function.
The really big features of this ecosystem at the moment, which a lot of people, I've tried to portray it to a lot of people, and it's difficult to explain this stuff simply to people.
Yes.
But at the moment, if you own like Hex Money, say for instance you've bought in, or just let's just say everybody just went in through the transform round, straight away you're going to automatically distribute dividends to all the token freezers basically. But then what you can do is, let's just say you've got some ETH left over and you're going to go through the AA lobby, you're going to mint Hex Money. So at the end of the day, when you mint that Hex Money and go and freeze it, your dividend share is going to go up. So that gives you liquid Hex, which potentially you could send some to stake, you could send another bit back to the transform, and then you could turn a bit back into ETH and go back through that AA lobby the next day. Now there's only like 190 odd days this can happen for. But if you think about it, look, since we've been doing this, there's 25,000 ETH in the AA lobby. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying it's because of this, but people know they can go through these mobile APKs now and mint this Hex Money. So at the end of the day, this is why I'm saying it's been brought out to assist Hex.
And what do you see after the adoption amplifier? I mean, after the adoption amplifier ends, is that you're only able to transform it, right? The Hexy or Hex to Hexy.
Yeah.
That'll be the only one.
But you can still mint it through all the other dApps. So it's always going to be mintable until like the supply is depleted, because obviously there's a 60 million supply there, which, like I say, is 10,000 times less supply than Hex. So straight away, people can see, this is a tokenomics. It's an incentive token. It's got pumpermentals built in. It can be minted for free, which at the end of the day, if you can mint something for free that holds a certain value, then why wouldn't you? Why would you go just through the desktop AA without this minting function rather than do it with the minting function if you're getting it for free? Do you see where I'm coming from? It's like, it's not costing you like any more. So, we've also got a desktop version coming out of this. And yeah, like I say, you're gonna stack them dividends up each day. You've got a perfect opportunity. It's a golden opportunity in crypto to compound for 180 days. Opportunities like this don't come around very often. But because of the size of the liquidity out there for Hex and everything else, there is like just a golden opportunity to do this like compounding cycle. But it's a finite cycle. It's not like it's a scam that can go on forever. It's a finite system that can last for, like I say, the maximum of 190 days. But it could actually do wonders for the price of Hex and also the price of Hex money, you know, because of the amount that people could actually generate from it.
Hey, Lotto, let me. I don't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to explain to Hexo. So what he's saying is that if you download the APK onto Android and you use our APK to enter your Ethereum into the AA lobby, you get free Hexy plus your Hex from the AA lobby, all in the APK. We have an integrated wallet; it's all there.
And
From
do you have to give your private keys and everything like that to the wallet?
No.
How do you?
Hold on, please let me answer.
Sorry, go ahead, Michael.
So just please just let me finish. Okay, all right. So no worries. All right, listen. So if you have the APK and you put your Ethereum into the AA lobby through the APK, not only does it give you your amount of Hex that you're supposed to get, which is your Hex plus 10%, the 20% is what we're living on, and the Hexy comes out free. So then if you go in the following day, say you transform your Hex that you've received back into Ethereum, go back in the following day, and you get more Hexy. You keep doing this. You just keep rolling over the same Ethereum into the AA lobby through our APK. It will keep minting you free Hex or free Hexy. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I get that.
Do you?
Okay.
All right. So that's only going up in value, and you're only able to do that for the next 180 some days or 190 days. So it really is a golden opportunity for anybody who wants to be able to get a free incentive token that's only going up in value. Listen, we just had, I was telling RG that we had the Genesis whale came in, I believe it was yesterday, and from Ethereum, the Ethereum Genesis whale came in and made a pretty sizable purchase. And he, we're literally we were 5 days in, and he showed up, and so he saw that there was something there, because, there really is. I mean, you guys really need to check this out, man. I wouldn't say this. I'm saying this to Hexicans as a Hexican. You need to check this out. All right.
Yeah, and Michael's been here since day. I remember sitting there, I like doing the memes. I had Michael on my streams back in the day. Back in the day when I would make memes on the stream. So he is an OG. He is an OG Hexican. If anybody wanted to know that, he's definitely been there since, a year or 2 years.
Day one.
Yeah, day one.
I believe I was the seventh person. I believe I was the seventh person in the chat. So, and I spent 6 months just lurking. It's like I just want to learn it. I just wanted to learn because I didn't come from this. I mean, Bitcoin Hex is my first serious crypto. I mean, I started out. I bought Bitcoin to get into Bitcoin Hex, and I thank Richard. He got me in at 3160. Because I listened to his calls and I got in at 3160 and I did just fine. And I was able to put I retired as a painter, as a house painter. And I put everything I had into Bitcoin to be able to get into the Hex project, the Bitcoin Hex project. And it's so neat that the community is the ones that built this. I mean, I don't know if you guys recall this or not. Hexo, you might recall, there was an early guy bug. Right before it was going to go to audit, right before Bitcoin Hex was going to audit, I found the early guy bug, and I mentioned it in chat where you could take your 2% of your interest, because it was going to be divvied out every week, 2% over the course of 50 weeks, 100%. And you could game the system by taking your Hex that you received from the interest, and roll it over into the following week. So you could actually, it was a compounding interest bug. You guys, I'm sure you guys remember that bug. Or
make the guys that got in early got way richer.
Right. So my mention of that, or my finding that and mentioning that, kind of brought on the AA lobby. Because I was there from the beginning. I saw it all happen. I saw it unfold. And it was so neat to be a part of a community that actually had a voice, because Richard listens to us. He listens to what we have to say. I mean, it's as long as you got something intelligent to say, he'll listen to it. That was kind of cool, man. Yeah.
Right on. Well, we appreciate you guys coming on and talking to us about this, because we've been hearing a lot about it. And we wanted to start to, again, unpeel the onion here. And you guys did that. And it just, obviously, for me, it just brought up a lot more questions. So it's things that I'm going to have to go and apply myself to and check this out for myself. I've been getting ready
On
to go
Telegram.
look at some of the
On
apps.
Telegram.
On Telegram. What do you mean?
I apologize. On Telegram, if you go to @Hexmobile app, you'll come into our channel and come check it out. We'll answer all your questions. Any questions you have that you want answered, we'll answer them all.
And I want to get in there and play with the app. I'm going to get in there myself and
I'm going to try
it's
it out.
It's a good little community, actually. We've got a nice, solid little community in there. So there's some good people. They're all clued up. The Telegram set up pretty well. And it's some good vibes in there as well, you know. And people can see what is being built, you know. At the end of the day, we wouldn't have done what we've just done over the last few days, like without even having a white paper out, if people couldn't see the upsides of what we're doing. And trust me, I spent a long time like designing this so it had an upside. It was hard to design, but it's been designed so there is an upside on all angles, basically. You know, I can't express enough to people who are listening now that there are not many opportunities like this in crypto. You know, like I say, there's a finite amount of days and there's a finite amount of tokens with like Hexy. And it is an incentive token, not to basically compete with Hex, but to come out and assist it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it really is. That's our main goal. Our main goal is to increase the position of Hex for all people who hold it. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Well, hey, we'll have to update and get on there and play with a little bit, and then have you guys come back on again so that we maybe can answer some more questions. I'd love to have you guys back on if that's cool.
Cool.
Right on. Well, what do you guys think about?
Maybe I'll be able to get a haircut by then.
So, what do you guys having a happening party or what?
I'm in two minds about the halvening, to be fair. I think the halvening this year has been pumped up by more like big companies who are advertising, you know. And it's
nobody talked about it before.
I think there's not actually that much effect from it, if I'm truthfully honest. If anything, I think the pump has probably come from like advertising and everything, because everybody hits CMC, which, let's face it, coin market cap is a load of trash at the minute. You know, it's not doing things properly or how it should do. Or you know, how a decentralized sort of world would like them to do it. You know, but there is an advert on there for every single company they advertise that basically says, "Oh, the halvening's happening," you know. So how many noobs or how many people, while they're sitting in through this coronavirus, has just bought into Bitcoin because of the halvening?
Well, and then $30 billion of market cap just came in the last month or two.
Exactly. And what's that from? That's probably from the coronavirus. And what's happened? Probably the people who have just gone and took a load of profit on that have just left the other people like not in profit. You know, let's face it. It's like, you know, I'm not saying I think Bitcoin's a good project and I believe in crypto as a whole. You know, and I know Bitcoins are ancient in terms of crypto, but I do like Bitcoin as a project. You know, you know, the things Richard says about Bitcoin are 100%. But you know, I don't think it's going to go anywhere soon. Can Hex overtake it? Potentially. You know what I mean? I think Hex has a lot more opportunity to overtake it than what Ripple did have. You know, I never thought Ripple was going to be number one, but I believe Hex potentially could do that. You know, and it's just like, but all this halvening stuff at the minute, you know, maybe the halvening effects will happen a little while down the line, you know, and we will see these major pumps because of the halvening. But I don't think what we've just seen is because of the halvening. You know, I think what we've just seen is through advertising to people who probably aren't aware enough of what's going on. And that's maybe what's caused the pump. You know, the noobs, every single person is sitting indoors at the moment looking for something to do. So that's going to have had a major effect on, you know, what's a fairly small market cap. You know, the overall market cap of crypto isn't that big, is it? What are we at, 240 billion? You know, it's not that huge, is it? You know, we were nearly at $1 trillion in 2017. So we're 4x less than that at the moment. And like I say, you've got all these noobs bored at the moment, sitting indoors through the coronavirus pandemic. And, you know, I think that's what's happened at the minute. I don't think the actual halvening effects have taken place yet. But, you know, that's just my opinion. You know,
and you've got guys like Tone right now doing Zoom calls with like 14, 15 maxis on one page talking about how awesome this whole thing is.
oh yeah, this is it, and it's like, you know, exactly that. You know, why is there this maxi like thing? You know, why do you have to have that? You know, at the end of the day, I like Hex. I also, believe it or not, I like a couple of the tokens like Tron. I like the gamey side of Tron. You know, a lot of people call it a shitcoin. I don't care if it's a shitcoin. I actually have some fun with that. You know, I actually have some fun, and believe it or not, people need to have fun. It's not all about like putting something somewhere and leaving it for 5 years. If that's all you're going to get, you're probably not going to get the audience you want. You need to cater for all audiences, and a lot of people do not understand that. You know, okay, you don't want the gambling, you don't want that bad vision where people have come in and lost loads of Hex. You don't want that. You need to keep that out. It's toxic and it's poison and it's not good for Hex. But at the same time, you still need to you still need to have these other use cases so people aren't going to get bored with your token. I don't know if you agree with that or you think I'm rambling, but you know,
I'm of the opinion. Look, I'm not a gambler. I work for a living and I don't promote it and all that. However, cash has Vegas, and there's nothing wrong with Vegas. So I'm of the opinion that these things are part of the ecosystem. Yeah. And if you're gonna bash them or shit talk them or do whatever you want with them, then you know that doesn't help anybody or anything. If it's not for you, don't use the shit. You know. Exactly.
This is it. This is my motto. If you don't like it, don't use it. The same with Hex Money. All these people bashing it. Oh, you're diluting the brand. No, we're not diluting the brand of Hex. We're basically giving you a free option of something. You don't have to use it. We're not ramming it down your throat and saying you've got to do this. But I bet you this. Let's just say that person did go and use the app and they did mint a load of Hex money. What do you think they're going to do in 3 years if the price is pumped? Do you think they're going to throw it away or send it back to the contract and burn it? You know, what, do you see where I'm coming from? What if they burn it for free? Oh, but you was bashing it 3 years ago, mate. You were saying like, oh, we don't want this. You're diluting Hex. Well, you just got it for nothing. Just like when you refer and get free Hex for nothing, or if you got Bitcoin and you get Hex, it's exactly the same. You know, so it's like, you know, we're just giving people this other option at the end of the day, and we're not ramming it down their throat. We're not saying stick all your life savings into this. In fact, the actual motto of what we're trying to do is Hex Money, where it's only an incentive token. It's like just stick a bit of your change of Hex into it. That's it. You know, stick a bit of your change. Keep most of your Hex locked up and staked if that's what you want to do, or keep it on Uniswap as liquidity, or trade with it. Whatever you want to do. Stick a little couple of percent of your Hex into Hex Money, you know. And at the end of the day, maybe that few percent or whatever that you stick in there, maybe no expectations or whatever, but maybe that will make you something, you know. Or maybe it will appreciate because it's got the same similar fundamentals built into what Hex has.
Right. No, I tell you guys, I tell you, the only reason why I've continued on with maybe some of this entertainment stuff that that Lotto is putting out is, you know, I got to have something to do waiting for my stakes to mature. You know what? And I want to stay in the Hex. I want to, because watching these CDs mature is like watching trees grow.
That's why we're on YouTube, Bubba.
Right on, man.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for coming on. We'll definitely do a follow up on this and get you guys back on. It was been
for sure. And listen, listen. I realized that it was really hard for you guys to just sit there and listen, because I mean, you guys basically listened to through the whole thing. Thank you for having patience with us, and we are really here for Hex. All right.
Right.
Thank you,
we
guys.
wanted to just give you guys a platform.
Right on, man.
You guys have a good one.
Cool. Thanks, guys. All right.
All right. Well, there it is, bro.
Yeah, there it is, guys. Make sure to, you know, that's pretty cool. I liked it, but you know, do your own research. I'm confused. I don't know about all of it, so I'm gonna have to like go. It's just like Hex. When I first got into Hex, if somebody would have told me how all of it works, I'd be like, I mean, somebody did. Michael actually did. Michael is actually the one that was like, I mean, I knew all about it, but when it first, like, I took a couple months off right before it was released because it was, you know, it wasn't a complete project. Yeah. So I took probably like the 2 months off before it was released. And Michael was the one that was like, no, dude, you got to get this, you know, you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to do this. And he's the one that's actually the one that told me all, you know, all of the nuances and stuff like that. But even then I had no idea, like, because it had transformed in, you know, no pun intended, but it had transformed into a different kind of beast in the only, you know, the 2 months that I was taking a break. And and I didn't really understand it completely. Like, I don't think that you can understand it until you actually get into it. Well, I mean, maybe you can, but I can't.
No, it took me a while to to understand all of the nuances of Hex, and I'm still trying to. I mean, I understand Hex and how it works. I don't understand exactly how to kind of gauge what's going to happen, I guess, in the future here.
Well, I don't think anybody does.
Nobody can, but I like to think of myself as somebody who could kind of like see the path forward and see where it's going and see what's happening. But I mean, but as far as this new project here goes, and all the dApps for that matter, I just haven't used them. I haven't put them into use, and that's where I'm going to dedicate myself. I mean, you and I have talked about it. I'm going to put a little into all of these and just kind of see how they work and
maybe
and what they mean.
Because
I mean, they're
you know, put in the minimum amount and see which one's paying out the best. I mean, that's maybe what I'm gonna do. Just to try it for everybody else and show it for everybody else. But I'm not. I like on my phone, man. Like it was so getting into the adoption amplifier. I'm pretty sure you have to. How does it get on your ape? I should have asked him that. Because if you're downloading APK, how are you sending Ethereum to an APK and then it's you're getting in the adoption amplifier? Don't you have to have your keys? I should have asked them that.
They do it on Hex Max also, where you can actually enter the lobby. So you really just enter the AA lobby itself, and it's just like that's your stake.
I get it, but like you have to have it connected to your wallet to get into the adoption amplifier. So that means you have to connect your wallet to the Hex.business, and then
I think they have their own wallet, is what it is.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it is.
They have their own wallet, is what they were explaining to me earlier. I think when I talked to Michael earlier, he explained that to me. But those are all questions that need to be answered, and we'll
go check out their Telegram guys, and maybe if anybody else has used it and wants to message me, go ahead, because there's lots of haters out there for sure about the new project. And, a lot of them seem to be a different
on the other side of the other.
They're on the other games that are like, well, it's nothing like Toucan Air, and it's like, okay, so you're a Toucan Air guy. I get why you might not like it because it's a new project.
So that's what we're seeing, right, bro? I mean, when we're in Telegram, we see the Toucan Air guys fighting against these guys coming out, and so I don't see anything wrong with any of them at this point. Now, this one here, I'm going to say Hex Business looks like it has a little more use case as far as it being an app for onboarding and for maybe managing your referral code and all that. So I think that there may be a little more of a use case here outside of the games themselves. But they all seem to be built on a pretty solid platform. They're not like the multi-level type of things that I'd seen in the past with other cryptos and other ecosystems. This looks like a functioning ecosystem application that actually has some use. And if you want to play the game, you can play the game. If you don't want to, then it has all these other uses here. So it looks like a good project to me from the outside. I haven't really delved into it yet, which I'm going to. I promised all these apps that I would use their apps and check them out further. But at this point, I want to just give them all a voice and let them speak their piece and explain it to the community. And then, I'll give my opinion later. My opinion right now is I don't really have an opinion of all of them.
You want to hear my opinion?
I do because
my opinion,
because you've expressed it to me in private.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay in the main contract. I'm more of a main contract guy. I don't give my I'm not a gambler, and if giving my Hex to anybody else, that's a gamble to me. Like, if anything, that's like if give me that Bitcoin, and I'm not sending it to Elon Musk and any Twitter. But I know that it's a legit thing, and I think that it's awesome for people to build it. Personally, though, most of my stake or my Hex is staked, and if I get 5,000 Hex, that's that I'm like, why don't I just play? Maybe I'll do that, but I'm not putting any significant amount.
Well, no. I mean,
I maybe $50 is like the max that I would try it out with.
Yeah, and
if any of these, just because it's like which I understand. Some people want those divs, like they want to get those divs right into their wallet and they get them. But I'm okay with just watching it for a year. Like, I know it is kind of boring, but you know, boring money usually gets you the you know, it's pretty sound, you know, and you know, and still with Hex, it's still a, you know, it's crypto, so anything can happen, obviously. But I'm more of the I like to watch it, you know, I like to watch it grow. I like to watch my interest go up every day, and I'm not a weak hand, so I can be like, yeah, I'm not going to unstake that. I'm not going to emergency unstake it. But bro, yeah, I think that it's awesome that they are making it
for the next, you know, year.
What's that?
This is going to give us something to talk about for the next 100 days.
Very true. Very true.
Other than, you know, throwing out the numbers of Hex, which, you know, we have our bear markets for a day or so, and then we have our exciting
12-hour bear market.
12-hour bear market. And then we have our climbs, and then we have all this stuff and the drama in between to talk about.
Yeah, and like, yeah, and I was like, when Hex.business, like, I thought they were a little bit different. I thought they were going to be just purely staking. I didn't think that they were gonna, which, you know, whatever they want to do, that's all. I think it's awesome that they're building on top. I thought they were going to be an app that, you know, locked in your referral, so you get the 10, or they automatically get the 20%, and you get the 10%, and it was just kind of like that. I thought that was going to be the whole thing, which maybe is where they started. I'm not sure, but like, you know, now it's, you know, it's built onto something else, and I think that that's awesome that they built onto it. It's just you know, that's I
there seems to be some value in that thing too. So, and it trades on Uniswap. So I mean, it's got legitness, right?
Yeah. Well,
as far as, you know,
it's a decentralized exchange. I think you can put anything you want on there.
I do understand that. So with decentralization becomes, you know, you get that too. So, but again, it was, you know, just taking a look at it from the outside, it you know, it is what it is. And you got all you people out there need to you know, look at these things through your own eyes. View them for yourself, use them for yourself, not use them for yourself. It's up to you. But
like, I'm not in any of the other dApps, and I don't like condone, not that I don't condone them. I'm glad that they're making them, because I think crypto does like bring on that type of person that wants to kind of gamble with their stuff. And I mean, look at Bitcoin. That's what they had, the what was it, poker at first, or was it some kind of, you know, a gambling when Bitcoin first came out?
Yeah, it was it was part of the programming.
And that's how I used to be. I used to want to like gamble that. And I, you know, so the people that want to gamble their money, and I'm not saying Hex business is the gambling, you know, whatever. I'm just saying that some of those dApps that people put on are gambling apps, and that's the crowd that crypto has brought in. And so I understand why people would want to bring that to, you know, to the communities and stuff like that. It's you know, it's, and
well,
you're
talking about
probability.
You're talking about currency. You're talking about money. So you have traders, you have gamers, you have savers. You know, you have all of these different elements, and Hex is crypto, and it's going to have all these, and it is a currency. So it's going to have all these elements, and you know, that's what you have to take a look at all of them. You have to look at all of it. Now, whether you participate in all of these things or not, you know, but then everybody has to realize that crypto gives you a whole nother element of, gosh, how can I say this without sounding like everybody else out there and calling things a scam? But crypto has an element of things you have to take caution when you're using.
Right. I mean, look at all the ICOs. Like it was like, there's lots of promises and dreams that are put out to people, and some of them just don't pan out. Not that they were trying to be malicious to anybody. Maybe they really did have a vision and an idea, you know, all these ICOs. But in the end, maybe they just weren't able to complete it. Maybe they realized, you know, oh, we're going to put this on Bitcoin, and realized how hard it is to program on Bitcoin and stuff like that. So I got to say something about completely.
I got to say something about the great ICO run of 2017, 17. I was involved in that, and I got wrecked on. Like all ICOs pretty much out there that were, you know, shadow ICOs back in, you know, the ones that were going to make some awesome divs, you know, And I think that, you know, the crash of 2018 is what wrecked all of that. You know, I think that they just lost the force behind. I mean, they were all moving very fast in 2017.
Exactly. Like I think that they could have, and then it dumped, and then it's like, well, I got 2 Bitcoin, you know, $40,000 for my project, but now, you know, that $40,000 turned into $3,000, and I got to pay for 3 devs or something like that. Exactly. It's like, it's maybe we'll just, you know, just take the money and let's go. Yeah,
so
that's probably, you know, we don't have to.
Probably a lot of them were exposed as not being real devs either, because there are a lot of people out there that got involved and they really weren't crypto devs, you know. They were programmers that were trying to turn into crypto devs, and
they were just a website with their faces on it.
Yeah, and then you've got people that were hardcore. I mean, look at how hard. I mean, I don't know programming, and I don't even know how to speak to it, but you know, everybody talks about how hard Solidity is and how hard it is to program on it. And you know, you had all these people out there trying to make all these great, you know, bitchin' cryptocurrencies that were going to, you know, change the world, but did they run into a lot of snags, and a lot of them just, you know, said, you know, fuck it, we can't do this thing. You know, that's what I think happened. A lot of was just a lot of cases of the fuck it's, you know. Can you hear the lawnmower going on out there?
Yeah, I can. I thought it was a plane. Hex 2 says I'm in Hex 2 or Hex 2. Yeah, Hex 2 I guess put me in Hex 2. He gave me some. I've never actually checked it, so I don't know. So if anybody sees that my wallet has Hex 2 in it, I didn't buy it. Somebody gave it to me, I guess. I don't know where it came from. I'll have to check it. Every time Hex 2 says it, I'm like, oh yeah, I do need to check that out just to see what
kick RG3 some down, man. I'll get it. Where's mine?
I don't know who gave that to me.
I'm an advocate for all
I do know who gave it to, but ICOs on Ethereum will be similar to these Hex games on Hex. Overall, not good.
Okay, let me see.
I mean,
ICO.
I mean that could be the next thing. I mean, who knows? But there are ones that, you know, like Binance was an ICO that it was an actually successful ICO. You know, it's like I totally agree with you, Starcode. But like we just said, if you're in the bull run and you're going up, that's always good. It's the ones it's the ones when you go into a bear market that seem to be the ones that it's like, oh, okay, these ones stick around, and some of them. And you know, some of them, you know, like you definitely for sure, bro. I will give you some Hexy. Okay, Trip Jammer, I'm up for that. You can give me whatever you guys want to send to my wallet. I'm all right,
man. What about RG3?
For RG3. But yeah, I'm up and willing to like try anything out. I'm just you know, I'm gonna keep my Hex staked, and we didn't get paid for this or anything like that. We're not like the ICO thing.
No, I don't want anybody to think that these guys are paying us. They're not. We're not shilling their shit. You know,
we just want everybody in the Hex community.
Hard questions, and we want the Hex community to understand what it is, because these things are complicated, man. This is all very, very complicated. Unless you're in it. I mean, if you're in it and you're involved and you're playing with them, it's hard for a guy like me to explain it when I haven't even, you know, hit the button yet. So I mean, I need to go in there and hit the button just to kind of. Oh, Trip Jammer said you too, RG3.
Oh, there we go. We'll try it out.
We'll try them out.
It's always good to like try it out and just figure it out for you guys. And I mean, like even with one Hexy, which is 1,000 Hex, like that's probably what I would put in just to see what it is. And you know, like I don't really even care about the divs. Like if I'm getting divs every day, that means I'm just gonna be staking even more every day, which is meaning I'm gonna be spending more on gas every day to just keep sending it back and forth. So it's like, you know, I'm just gonna
and it's going to be I'm going to put it in perspective with in alignment with how I am. So if I go to Vegas, if me and my wife, you know, we've been to Vegas for events and we've gone through town or whatever, or if I go to one of the casinos out here, Indian casino or something, for dinner with friends or whatever, you know, I don't mind dropping a roll of quarters in a machine. You know, I mean,
they're scams. Don't go to those. They're scams.
But that's it. That's all that's going to happen. I'll play, you know, $20-$30 and but that's in perspective with my life, you know, $20 or $30 in a machine on a night going out to dinner with my wife versus, you know,
like it's a game. It's for fun.
The money that I've put into my savings and my stakings for retirement and, you know, and long-term gains and all that. It's in perspective with how my whole life is. I'm
Yep.
a guy that'll put, roll quarters in a machine and that's it. You know?
Yeah.
And
I can control myself to not keep going like, oh my God, I'm on a run, boys. I'm on a run. I made $1,000. I'm good. Like, I'm okay with just being like, yeah, I'm cashing out now. And my friends, man, when I was in the Marines, I mean, RG3, you probably did this, poker. You'd have those poker nights where everybody, dude, I would get in. I would get in and I'd put in $5 and I'd win $200. I think I did this twice. I won like $200. I was like, all right, I'm out. And they were like, no, you got to play until the end. And I'm like, no, I just want $200, man. Like, I ain't playing with you guys anymore. I just want all your guys' money. They're like, no, that's not how we work. We're never going to allow you to play again. And it was just like, I'm okay with cashing out and just being all the way out, So I like being in Hex and watching that interest and watching those stakes. I'm okay with just collecting the interest and staking it again and just living off of that, hopefully for the rest of my life. But
yeah,
if Hexy and Hex money definitely pans out and stuff like that, like I really hope it does, because man, that would be awesome for Hex. And maybe I will be converted somehow, and like, oh wow, this is Hex plus. Oh, I can't say Hex 2. I was gonna say Hex 2, but I can't say Hex 2. Maybe this is Hex 2. No, can't say that.
This is Hextra.
Hextra. This is the Hex. This is the next thing. But yeah, I don't know. Like you said, me and you at least, RG3, so we can report back. And I'm not biased. Like, I'm more of a not kind of game kind of guy. So.
And me too.
I like, if I told people, like, hey, I wouldn't do this, then maybe, like that's my honest opinion, like a non-biased opinion, because I'm
but I think it's on us, the guys that are out there, talking about Hex, to warn people, if there are things out there that are scams or that are shady, or that are, hey, I don't know about this one here, and to expose the things that people will be putting themselves at risk to by getting involved in these. Because I mean, they're all these people are out there in the chat rooms, and they're talking to all the community, and they're telling them how great all these things are and all that. So, having some information, having those people come out and talk about it. And, I mean, they have their Telegram rooms, so you can get in their Telegram room and go see for yourself what these people are talking about. It sounds like they've got a good community. Now, all the people that reached out to me from their community were all, very cool, very, very fired up about what they were doing. They were all talking about the use case of their app versus, just playing games. It's not just a game. There's obviously a use case here for this one. So it'd be interesting to see how it functions, how it works, how it fits in the ecosystem and all that.
Yeah.
So, just doing a service that we're not promoting them. We're just giving everybody equal voice. I've invited Trayvon on the show, if he wants to come on and talk, and he gave me a, we'll see.
Number of things, Pirate Hex. I mean, we could even invite.
I invited a number of things too, and he said he would come on. He wanted to talk. So we're not trying to be biased towards any of the games. No. We just are getting everybody's opinion, because I'm one of those guys that was like anti-game for a while, and now I'm like, yeah, whatever. If you want to play the games, like not anti-game, but more of like, why are they personally, it's not what you do.
But now I'm just like, yeah, I guess whatever. If it like Michael said, it's like doing nothing until your stakes come up is gonna get pretty boring, bro. It's like, yeah, actually that's pretty true. That is kind of true. It's gonna get boring.
But here's where my question always comes in is, and I tried to I gave them an open door to answer that question, was, what's in it for you guys? Nobody does fuck all for free. So don't give me
they said the referrals was there.
And that's how they're making their gains, and they're going to have a paid app. So I always want to know what they're making. If they're making something, and I'm okay with that. If they're going to provide a service, give me something, give me the ability to make some money, and I'm fine with that. And I'm not expecting
as long as they're upfront.
Free.
As long as you're
upfront with it. Yeah. Tell me how you're doing it, how you're making money. Show me how I'm paying you, and where my gain is, and where your gain is, and how it equals out for all of us. Because that's really the bottom line of it. You know?
And I really, one of the things that I might not like about, and maybe it's not, maybe I was misconstruing it, but the centralized portion of it until they get to all of that million, I guess, and it becomes then decentralized. But I just don't like anything that's
a big question,
too
right?
centralized that it's can be shut off at any point and I can just take your shit.
That's
like
a big question.
That's always like, okay. Like any of the games. And if I can read your, like, well, not me, I guess, if I'm reading your code, but if there's somebody out there that's like, dude, you can shut this down any day that with this, this thing, it's like, okay, yeah, maybe I don't.
Yeah. If your code's available, that's cool because I can't read this shit. That's for damn sure.
Well, at least everybody else can, I mean, that's the thing. Is like, I don't need to, as long as other people are like,
oh, yeah, we got some
that I trust, that I'm like, okay, they know what they're talking about, not just some random dude like, bro, you got to check this out. I've seen it happen. It's like, okay, who are you, man? Who the hell are you? But yeah, there are some people that I know that can look at it for me, including like I have a brother who's a coder. He could look at it for me as well.
Yeah. So the halvening happened, right? The Bitcoin,
yeah, it did.
Bitcoin slash.
Yeah.
So what happened?
No, nothing. It's 600. I think it went up about $150 maybe.
It went up.
What happened? Oh, now we're getting 6.25 Satoshi or 6.25 Bitcoins every 10 minutes or every block now instead of 12.5. I guess that's crazy. It's crazy.
I heard it slow down. Wait, I can hear the miners now.
Yeah, you hear them? Yeah, you hear them shutting it all down. They're like, all right, pack it up, boys.
They're
pack it up. We're done
right now, asking for discounts. We can't pay this amount. Are you guys crazy?
Omar Jackson would be a good guest too. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Vince Omar is really cool. But yeah, I mean that's it happened.
We got anybody saying anything in the chat?
It seemed like a lot of either shills or a lot of haters. So it was very much contested chat today.
I kind of knew that was going to happen. The whole thing was drama all week. It was like, with the thumbnail freaking gate and all that shit that went down between the show and all that. I mean, I knew it was going to be a little weird, but it wasn't like a regular guest, but it was what it was. And let's see.
Yeah, RG3, I'm happy to look at. Hey, there we go. Hex.live will look at it for us. There we go. We trust we trust Hex.live for sure, dude. So not technical.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
There we go. And there's one of the
we got the community. I don't need to be smart because we got smart guys in the community,
Yeah. And we can,
Henry Ford approach.
Chat was pretty polarizing. Yeah, it seemed like, and I mean, even people like, there was this guy named J Hexus Jesus or J Hexus, and he had a Jesus picture messaging me right before, and he was like, "You got to ask him these questions." I was like, "Yeah, I'll ask him," and then he deletes the whole chat, and I'm like, "Bro, why are you deleting the whole chat?" And he's like, "Because I'm an investor and I don't want to be related to it." And I'm like, "Then why are you asking the questions? Like, I don't understand. Like, now I'm gonna put you on blast for just for deleting the chat like a little coward, man." Like.
I've had a few of those too. I don't like it when people do that. It's like I'm talking to them and conversation doesn't get heated, but gets involved. And then all of a sudden they disappear on you. And
yeah. It's like,
really?
Yeah. And I was like, all right, whatever. I just blocked him at that point. It's like, okay. Cause I mean, with the two, now the two, two dApps that are built on Hex, the two kind of, well, I guess there's three kind of, let's say companies. It's Pyrex, Toucanair, and now Hex.business. It seems like they'll start, they're going to start
coming. Wars.
DApp Wars. Oh, geez. So, yeah, they're going to try to get theirs. Oh, well, mine's better than yours. Well, mine is better than yours because which I understand. You want to, that's how you make it. But yeah. I'm unbiased on any of them, and I haven't used any of them for that reason, because I'm not gonna lose my Hex, and I'm not pretty. I hate connecting my mobile mass to like pools.fyi. Pools.fyi, you can connect your MetaMask to see your gains and stuff like that on your Ethereum liquidity.
I'm so scared to
I won't even connect it. Yeah, I won't even connect it to that. I'm like, nope.
I'm connected to Hex.live, and that's it.
Well, you don't even have to be connected to Hex.live if you don't want to. You can actually just
you can just put your number in there, right? Because
you
I looked at a whale the other day. I put a whale's address in there and was looking at it, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. You can see it in Hex.live." And then I think it was a day later, the next morning or something. I opened up, Hex.live, expecting to see my account in there, and I was like, "Whoa!"
What did I do? That was a big referral.
Then I came back down to reality. I was like, "Oh, that's not mine. That's not mine." I was so happy for a few seconds there, and then I was like back down to reality. But reality is pretty sweet too, because
yeah.
Hex has been making me a very
being a dolphin or a shark or whatever. I don't know what you are, but yeah, in the dolphin pod over here, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, and thanks for setting me up with this Hex monitor. If you guys don't have the Hex monitor on on Telegram, that thing is cool. It shows you when the flushes. Have you noticed an amount that's kind of like hitting every time now? Once it gets to a certain point, it looks like it's flushing, right? Or is it just random?
I don't know. I don't really know. I usually delete those because they're spamming up my Bitcoin free claims. So I'm trying to look at the Bitcoin free claims, and I get all these stupid flush address things. I'm like, get off of here. I want to check out what's on the Bitcoin.
So where do you see your free claims at? I've never gotten a free claim or looked at it or.
What do you mean in your referrals?
Yeah. That's what you're talking about, your referrals, right?
No, it was
free claims coming in.
Winbot.
Oh, that comes in.
Winbot. Yeah, the Hex Winbot is what I'll check the free claims on there. Like I'll just see them coming. You're check. I'm seeing not your free claims, not your referral. No.
Free claims.
Yeah, just all of them.
Yeah, because you could see those coming in. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 0.5 Bitcoin.
Well, I mean, some of them are huge. Yeah,
like 309 Bitcoin.
Yep. Yeah, you get some big ones in there. It's like, oh, this guy loves it. This guy, he's not going to tell his friends for sure. He just claimed 17 million worth of Hex, or not worth $17 million of Bitcoin.
It's funny though how low the amount of Hex is getting that they're actually getting for these claims now. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, if you would have just done it in January.
Yeah, they're missing almost half of their stack at this point, and it gets paid out to the stakers and the OA. So,
it's
nice. Yeah, I get them. And it's actually nicer right now because like now I have way more stakes in there. I have more of the share pool, so it's like I'm gonna be able to collect a little bit more than I would have on day. Well, actually, day one I probably would have been pretty good since. I had a lot of the shares back then because I was a day one FOMO.
But you're vindicated now. Day one FOMO.
Oh yeah. I'm almost 2x on those bad boys now.
That's freaking cool, man.
There's almost 20,000 in or there's more than 20,000 in
25. I heard.
No, there's not 25.
No, I thought they said 25 just now.
No, 20,500.
Hey, it's exercise.
20,535.
Oh, 20,500. It's still
so it's the number one day. If we're day one obviously had 1 billion Hex to give away. So yeah, we're day one. For one Ethereum, you'll get 24,879, which is the lowest day of amount of Hex.
That was day one or now?
No, day one was 40. Oops, here, let me look.
Oh shit.
47,584. That was day one, and right now you'll get 24,000.
And what's Uniswap giving you one for right now?
Let me check. One Ethereum, you'll get 33,090. So actually, Uniswap is doing a little bit better because I think if you sell for it'd be like 4,500. Yeah, 29,000.
I remember hesitating. Buying 600,000 for one ETH. Like I ain't gonna do it. No, it's got to
trust it. On day 33, I put 0.01. I was dollar cost averaging it. I was like, no, it's going down too far. Maybe I'll be able to get 10 million one of these days. I was putting one in every day, and that was like one of the only days I put like 0.01 or 0.001. I was like, no, what did I FOMO'd in day one, and then I did a stupid thing like this. So whoever thinks that I'm in on something that I know what's happening, I don't know what to think. Look at what I put in my when I put my Hex or my Ethereum in. You'll see that I'm just as clueless as anybody else.
No insider shit here, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'm just a pleb. just a little pleb.
No advice. Just letting everybody know how bad we've screwed up.
Yeah, for sure.
Dollar cost averaging is probably the only thing that saved any of our asses by just dollar
Yep.
cost averaging in and
Honestly,
buying dips. And
Yep.
I mean, if it keeps going the way it's going, and we see, over a penny, 5 pennies, 10 cents or whatever. I mean, just getting your ass in at any time during the first year is going to be like, okay, you did well.
Yep. That's what dollar cost averaging over the whole year is what I've been trying to do. But usually when I get money from Coinbase, I'm like, all right, buy, swap for you. I'm like, what did I do? What did you? And then it goes up, and I'm like, I'm the smartest man alive. Obviously, I'm going to do that. I am the smartest man alive. Obviously, look at that. I just made 4x on what I bought 2 days ago. Look at that.
Even day one FOMO, you're like, oh, I'm so brilliant.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Oh, when I saw it on Buydesk at like $1, and somebody bought 9 hex for $1, I was like, I'm sitting pretty well. It's just like all the way 99.9%. I was like, no, that's worth like $50 now. So I'm glad that I did that.
Somebody's got to meme it. It's like day one FOMOers are now like, anybody want to have a steak with me?
No, like I do the no FOMO, bro. Like instead of saying no homo, bro, to your friends, it's no FOMO, bro. No FOMO.
No FOMO.
No FOMO, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Word salad. What's that supposed to mean? Basically,
they can still dump their Bitcoin for Ethereum USD and into Hex. That's what I'm saying, Vince. Like, there's no what is going to happen in Bitcoin for the next 4 years? Like, they don't have anything. That's why I think it was this last hoorah for the guys to get all on live stream, because it's like, I mean, they did have a lot of viewers. Don't get me wrong. They had 7,000. They had 7,000 viewers when I watched them. But it's like, what do they have after this? Now it's kind of like, all right, now do we do this? Like, what do we got on the docket? Because we ain't got nothing.
Anticlimactic. When this whole thing is anticlimactic, it's going to make it. People are going to be like, wait a minute, this didn't do what it's supposed to do. They're just expecting like November of 2017 right now. They're expecting that's what this is. This is like kickoff. It's going to the moon. 20,000 plus Bitcoin. Here we go, guys. This is you're at the starting gate.
Yep.
And I think, like I said a couple of shows ago, I said, hey, I think it's going to be a fizzle, and we're going to lose some market cap on the whole coin. Whole coin market cap is going to drop again, because, I mean, look at it. We just got like 50 billion in the last couple months from all this hype and all these ads and all this shit that's been going on out there, and Tone and all of his cronies, yelling and screaming. Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. So one of the things, like, I'm just reading this right now, that the halvening, the block that was mined, had a secret message in it, boys. It had New York Times, 9 April 2020, with 2.3 trillion injection. Fed's plan far exceeds 2008. So that was the block that is being mined.
It had a message in it?
Had a message in it, yeah.
Wait, I don't see that message.
Go look at Jameson Lopp, or at LOPP, and he's got it posted on his Twitter. Go check that out. You can find it on blockchain or blockchair.com, the block that was mined. But yeah. But I don't know any of that stupid shit. So
yeah, well,
F2 pool that mined the block.
Well, I mean, if we've got a lot of looky loos in crypto right now, so Vince was saying, hey, it's like 2 weeks of mining difficult. What do you say? There's 2 weeks of mining difficulty adjustment right now, to cause all the small miners to shake out. Longer Bitcoin blocks. Some Bitcoiners might get bored and look at Hex. Well, there's billions of dollars of market cap that just came in that might be looking for a place to sit. Yeah. And if we're mooning like we are, if we're crawling up the chart like we are, and things look like they look, I mean, look at that chart. I mean, any trader looks at that chart and goes, holy shit, what is this? That is the prettiest damn chart. you've ever seen.
Yeah, put it on the monthly. It's just green candles.
It's just green candles. It's crazy. And if there is a lot, there's some billions sitting in here in the crypto market right now that are looking for a place to go. And if Bitcoin doesn't do it for them right now, then they might be looking for a place to sit their money, a place to sit.
Yeah, we're not going to force gump them. We're not going to. You can't sit here. You can sit here. For sure, sit here. We're going to be Jenny. You can sit here if you want. That's us. We're the Jenny of crypto. We're the
Jenny of crypto. We take all comers. Everyone is welcome. Welcome.
Exactly.
What did I call them earlier? We're the land of misfit cryptos.
Yeah, exactly. It does seem like that. A lot of guys, and that's what, like, I think that now Bitcoin has become so like corporatized, like it's just a corporate thing. It just seems it's like, oh well, the business of the Bitcoin. It's like, okay, now all the guys that like are kind of the like you said, the misfits of crypto that was what like it seemed like crypto was based on, like kind of misfits of society, maybe. But yeah, Cypher, yeah, exactly. Like those guys, it seems like it's like that. Maybe why it's a revolution of crypto is we're getting into where it's not. We're decentralized. We're what crypto is supposed to be. So
that's how I see it anyway. Because I don't want to be involved with boring ass people like that. That don't have a clue, that are shilling something for marketing purposes, for themselves. That's not what crypto is about. I'm a fucking rebel, man. I want the crypto to be the thing that crushed the banks, that brought currency to the world, and and made me a sweet pie of money, of course. But I mean, I wanted to be involved in that. And I saw all these cypherpunks and what they were doing in their messages. And now it's turned into this XRP Bitcoin Max. Weird kind of
keep your coins on the exchange.
Keep your coins on the exchange. Give us your keys. Send us selfies. Beg for your money. When Richard says all that, it's real, man. I mean, like I said, I lost a 2-factor. And I got to beg for my access back to my freaking money, man. It's just ridiculous,
Yeah.
And so all this stuff is just, not what crypto was meant to be. And I feel like X and the community is bringing that back. We're like, we have guys like, gosh, I keep forgetting how to say his name, Drock Dizzle.
Drock Dizzle. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That guy. Freaking hilarious. I love that dude, man. He throws out some sick memes and memes. Our boy Memes. I mean, the admin on the memes as these guys throw out, the attitude. Jeff we had on the show the other day. What's call it? Crypto
Black Sheep.
Black Sheep. I mean, guys, hilarious.
Yeah.
He sends
definitely is the misfits, which is what you need. Like that's, I think that you get to where you're like, you get all this money and all these guys are just like, oh, well, I'm too good for you. Well, that's what I see. I mean, did you guys see the cruise ship? Did anybody watch the Bcash versus Bitcoin guys? Like with Jimmy Song and what's his name? Roger Ver have the argument on the cruise ship. And then Jimmy Song's like, I'm not doing this if you're going to act like that. And he just walks off stage. And so Tone Base has to get his shirt off and come out of the pool. And it's like, well, I'll do it. Don't worry, ladies. Leia, I got this. And it's like, I'm going to talk about it. Was just like, it was just so cringy. I was like, this is like, that's when I knew. I was like, all right, I'm in the wrong game at this point. Like, I need to figure out something else. And Richard was doing his thing, and I was like, okay, when this gets out, man, I'm definitely selling all my Bitcoin for. And then Richard comes out with all like the what Bitcoin actually is instead of what they want it to be. And it's like, okay, yeah, I understand. Like not only do I understand, but the people that are like not ruling, but that are at the forefront of this thing are not the people that I kind of, I don't even like, I would never be like, hey, I want to go get a steak with you, my friend. Let's go have a steak. Like that sounds super like,
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, it's like, hey, can I buy you a steak? Like, I don't know if I ever did that, just end it off for me. Hey, can I buy you a steak? Like that. It's like buying a beer for a guy at a bar. Hey, can I buy you a beer, bro? Like, it's, and you don't know him, and you're just like, because you think you got the hots for him or something. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
All right,
weird to me, man.
I think I could put this up here. I wanted to put something up that's freaking hilarious, man. Oh, hey, Ryan's in.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, let me pull him up. Hold on a second. I'm going to share this real quick. Okay.
What's this, Crypto Black Sheep?
Yeah, he sent me a message. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can.
Just click on it.
Should it? Will it work? Can you hear it?
It's downloading.
Okay.
It's got see that little ring around it? It's going to take a minute.
No, it's playing. I forgot to turn on the sound. Let me pull Ryan up and then I'll jack with this for a second. There he is. Yo, Ryan.
What's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
I'm gonna pull something up here for a second. We were just talking about. You probably saw the what was going on earlier and heard some, but I see you had to bail. But
yeah, it seemed like it was a pretty intense convo. I was trying to I was trying to take it in, but I was like, man, this is really. I was like, it's kind of a lot,
it's a lot for all of us, I believe.
Yeah. So, like back in the day, I was in Pyra, I was in Tucanair, and I don't know. I feel like I kind of already, used all that energy, and I don't even know if I have any more energy to give into anything like that.
Yeah, you're the DApp guy, so you kind of understand the DApps more than I do. So go ahead and I don't know if you saw any more of it, if you watched any more.
Well, with his seems like it's a different kind of DApp. Because the Pyra and the Tucanair, they're like hourglass contracts. So you make money if there's volatility. But from what I understand with the HF one,
you're cutting out a little bit, Ryan. You're cutting out a little bit.
Hello.
Your video.
Hello.
There you are. There you go. Came back.
Hello. Good. Testing 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, you should be.
I can hear you.
Yeah. What was I saying though? Yeah, it seems pretty complex, and right now I don't even know if I have enough energy to even put into something else. I'm just gonna focus on Hex. But hey, I mean, it might be good. It might. I honestly haven't even done that much research into it. So,
Yeah, I'll probably I'm gonna if somebody said they were gonna send me one, maybe I'll test it out that way. But I think it was just like with Hex, I kind of have to get into it to figure it out, and then I can say yay or nay on that for me. But right now, any of the dApps, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I applaud everybody for trying them out and seeing how they are and stuff like that. Like Bitcoin for Life the other day, how he's like, he loves them, and I think that's fine. I think that people like doing that stuff, and I think that's what that's their version of crypto. I have a version, they have a version, and Bitcoin guys have their version, Ethereum guy. I think everybody kind of has what they like about a certain either crypto or what their communities, and just I'm not that depth kind of guy, I guess.
And back in the day, man, I used to have a blast in Pyra and Tucanair, and the one thing that kind of got me kind of weird was that Pyra, it was so fun, but then it's like you go into the Hex main chat and you see every half an hour an automated message saying don't invest in Ponzi's, and then you can't even say Pyra in the chat. And then if you linked it under your video, Richard got kind of upset. So that kind of made me feel kind of weird. It was like, man, I don't really want to make Richard mad,
Yeah.
So that kind of made me, and then I was like, well, I think I'm just going to focus on Hex, because I don't want to get him angry or anything.
What's that? RG3?
They made a whole channel now for the games.
Yeah, they have a whole channel now for it.
Because it was getting a lot of people upset that they were shilling. I
mean, some of them were like, "Oh, you don't want to get into the main AA lobby. You want to go in. You want to get your stuff into whatever the other ones were, Hex Max or something.
Hex Max, yeah."
And somebody is like, "Dude, why are you able to say that?" And I think they might have.
Yeah.
Let's start you up. Let's start you up your own channel there, bro.
Yeah, I was there.
Fine. I like that
in
better.
The chat when it happened, and Richard wasn't mad at anybody. He just said, "Hey, look. So everybody's getting upset. Let's just make a place for you guys to go do this and show it. And,
yeah, which I think is way better. Because I mean, look at the main chat now. Like the main chat is like
clean.
It's just and it's just constantly going. It's just like somebody's always talking. It seems like there's so many people. And you can't have that, and you have dApps, then you have you have this and this and this and this. Like once people are starting to get so many things built on top of Hex, you're gonna be like, dude, okay, we can. It was probably better that they did it now instead of like when we have 15 other projects that are going on, and it's like, well, here's my and then you get the dApps guys trying to kill each other. Your dApp is better. My dApp is better than yours.
Yeah,
I've got a bigger dApp than you, bro. My dApp is so big.
Man, so with the Hex money one, is that done, or I know they're getting it audited, right? Or I think it's like just about finished.
They said they're getting some audits done, but the mobile app's coming out. You could actually go out.
It is all out.
There. I mean,
the APK is out.
Yeah, so they're just working on some add-ons to it and some other pieces of the pie.
Yeah, I feel like if we can get something where it's like a mobile app or thing to kind of onboard people, or even to
that's what this one's claiming to be. That's what they're claiming to be.
It seems like it has some other things like layered on top of it. It's not only Hex, correct?
I don't think you have. No, you don't have to use Hexy token or their gaming platform to use the staking tool and the onboarding tool. You can bring ETH right through it.
Yeah.
So
apparently, you said that when you get in the adoption amplifier, you get it's the same adoption amplifier. You put in 1 Ethereum, let's say, and you get whatever the adoption amplifier wants to give you in Hex, but it also gives you an amount of Hexy as well for free.
Yeah,
so it's like, that's from what.
Okay.
So you like, and then they get the referral bonus is what they said that they're going to kind of that'll be like the development fees, I guess.
Yeah.
And
there's this period of where they're trying to get to 1 million Hex or Hexy, and then it changes over from being a little less centralized. So I like I said, I don't know enough to even speak on it. They were on here for a while talking, and it was just more confusing to me. I'm sure that some of the other people out there understood more, and I gave them a platform to speak about it so that maybe people could understand it, and then I'll peel the onion a little bit and look at it myself and see more about it.
Because I think one thing too, as I've been kind of talking to no coiners, or now some people, they're starting to hit me up like, hey, should I buy Hex now? I kind of want to buy it. And a lot of the people, they just want to buy it on their cell phone. And I tell them, yeah, I mean, and like I tell them with me, like I just, I've always used Coinbase and I always use with my computer. I've never really, I don't know if you can even, I mean, you probably could with only a cell phone, but to me, it seems kind of, I don't know, complex or a little bit too difficult. So, I mean, that's usually whatever I tell no coiners. I just say, hey, it's a lot easier on a laptop or something. And have you guys had any, I don't know, any friends reach out to you recently, or any people trying to buy Hex or anything like that? Or
not really. I usually try to onboard people by giving them a little bit. I'm like, dude, I got 100x on this bad boy. Here's it used to be like 20,000. Back in the day, that's how much I would give them. But like, here's 10,000. Here's 20,000. Now that's like 150 bucks.
Like
so I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been
money.
giving out money like crazy. And these people probably don't even know what they have. They're probably like, yeah, okay, sure, delete the app in the next day. And I'm just like, no, I gave you like 200 bucks now.
Yeah, and you I mean, pretty much you spent like over $400,000 on a pizza practically. I mean, once Hex goes to 50 cents, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's true. That's true. And I mean, I've given out probably about 2 million hex like throughout. Like,
Oh
I
my
don't know if you
god.
guys remember when I was like when I first started my YouTube channel, I was like just tipping everybody that like said anything. I was like tip, 500 because it was nothing. It was nothing. But,
Yeah.
And a lot of those wallets, nobody's even gonna remember that I tipped them or on the blockchain wallet or they're banned from the chat or anything like that. But
yeah, man.
yeah, so I've given away like a plus 2 million probably, and just
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah.
No,
But that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah,
I
it's
did want
good. It's
everybody.
good. It's
Yeah,
good.
it
It's
brought
good.
on a lot of people, and
Gave
Yeah.
away all my hex.
yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Man spends millions on of hex on his on a pizza.
I gave
Yeah.
away my hex. That's what I wanted to. I want to see if I could play this. Oh, that's why I got to close that. Hold on a second here. Crypto Black Sheep. So we had him on the show there the other day, and the guy is freaking out there hilarious. He's just like, he's a total crypto freaking pirate, man. I love it. And let's see if I can pull this up. That's my.
What are your thoughts on the happening, Ryan? Or is it ready?
You know what? Earlier I was watching Tone Vase's live stream thing with like 50 people.
Yeah.
And it just seems so horrible. It's just like they're all just sitting there. They're all there, and it's like this big kind of cult. And it's like anybody who kind of tries to stand up against Bitcoin or anything, they just shun them. They exile them. And then you have Tone Vase being the host saying, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. What are your thoughts? Oh, yeah, we got this here. And they're like, just the way they talk about Bitcoin, it's like this overly almighty, powerful, like just, nothing can ever stop it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh gosh, these guys.
I heard him say you were promoted by a shit coin at this spot. And, he said that. It's just like, because everything else other than Bitcoin is a shit coin, I guess.
Yeah, that's just.
Can you hear that?
No.
Can't hear it. All right, I can't get it to work. I'm not gonna play it, but I'll get it out there.
Crypto Black Sheep.
He did this. The guy that sold his 16 million hex on. I don't know if it was he was on
Yahoo TV.
Yeah.
Yahoo. Yeah.
He put a really cool jam to him going, oh, I sold all my hex.
Oh my god.
And it's a song, and it's like
oh my gosh.
Oh, I sold my hex.
Man, that's just honestly though, that's just such a bad that's just a really bad feeling.
Yeah.
Man, selling your full stack. Go ahead.
Vince is saying that there was a guy even cosplaying as a goat. That's what's his name? I can't remember the goat guy, but he won't show his face because he did such bad trading. I heard him talking one time. He's like, I gave so many people advice one time. I won't show my face anymore in public.
Goat.
His name's like Ugly Goat or something like that.
Ugly Goat. Yeah.
He has like a staff.
Ugly Bitcoin Goat or something with the
thing.
And
And then they had the guy, and I don't want to hate on him too much. The hyperwave guy that.
Oh yeah, and he died.
Apparently, he sold all these things, and then he apparently just vanished. And he died. I was like, okay, did he really die though, or did he exit scam on his hyperwave theory and just didn't want to be a part of it anymore? Like that's what I could.
Oh my
see.
god!
Like I'm not. I don't want to. Be that guy. But yeah, I was like, did he really die, or did he just like his theory wasn't planning out, and he was just like, all right, cut this theory out. I'm done. I've got tons of money from you guys promoting me for a long time, and now I'm out.
Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of pretty like different Bitcoin maxis, and they all have their own thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
The Bitcoin slash. I mean, what do you think it's gonna bring crypto to a halt, or are they gonna be able to recover from nothing happening?
I feel like it's just going to go sideways, to be honest. I think for the rest of this year, I think just kind of sideways action.
So that correction we just saw was the correction then, probably, right?
Well, I think it might even go lower again, maybe to like 6,000 or 7,000 again, maybe. It seems like it's in kind of this range. There's this one guy I like to follow his technical analysis. His name is Dave the Wave. Twitter, and usually his calls have been pretty accurate, and I like the way his chart looks. It just looks like, as we go along, each cycle with Bitcoin seems to be a little bit longer, and I think that this one's going to just take us a little bit longer until it kind of grinds up again, and that's kind of what I think. It's just going to go sideways for the rest of this year. Of course, anything could happen. I could be wrong, and if the S&P 500 and Dow Jones and everything really starts falling over, seems like there's some kind of correlation to that, and I think possibly Bitcoin and stuff could really take a huge dump with that, possibly. So that there's just so many different variables that could happen.
Yeah, very true.
All right. Well, anything from the chat? Anything else we need to talk about? We've been on stream for a while.
Yeah, I'm probably about done. I gotta go make my thumbnail, my sweet thumbnail for the day. So
there we go. There we go.
Right on. Well, thanks for jumping on with us, Ryan.
Yeah.
Always good to see you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
okay,
see you guys.
Happy Bitcoin Slash to everybody.
Yeah, later, guys.
Yep.
Later.
Have a good one. Later.
Peace out.